Because I'm particularly happy about the new edition.
Yeah. Threw that together.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something.
You need to look at her stream.
It's the postcard I sent you.
Gotcha.
So anyway, hello. And welcome to this week's episode of Thanks for Playing. As we mentioned last week, our player who plays Myeen is not here. He is out for work things. Wish him the best. Hurry your ass home. But, be successful. So, but also you have more important things to do, like play Myeen.
Oh. There we go.
Okay. But in the meantime, I guess we'll deal without him, I suppose, and make it work. So, last week we introduced our two new players, who for me are over there, but they're probably down there somewhere. Yes, they're down there, in fact.
Yeah, there's one right here, and then there's one all the way over.
Yeah, for me, they're Anyway, Jacofer and Cece. And their characters are super cool. Jacofer has Grocon, and he tells stories. That's why his name's Grocon the Storyteller. And Cece takes notes and is creepy. And her name is Slate. Well, their name is Slate, but her character's name, their name is Slate. There we go. Anyway, they know things. They drink and they know things. And so we left off with introductions of those new characters, and then Myeen getting an urgent message that, hey, you need to go take care of some business over there, conveniently. So, we are now the next morning after he has left. It is just the start of the morning. If you guys have anything you wish to do or anything, you may do so. Otherwise.
How early in the morning? Like, am I helping Lana with breakfast?
I don't know how early in the morning is it, you guys? You're the players, you tell me.
I'm up at dawn.
I'm up a little bit before dawn because I normally help with breakfast. So it's normally about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning when she gets up.
Oh, it is winter time right now. I keep forgetting that. Yes.
It is.
Yeah, I'm up at dawn.
I'm gonna be the last person probably to wake up.
You wake up with the smell of food, like you always do.
Yep. Which, whenever that happens.
The crack food.
I gotta prepare spells every day.
And you're so in character right now.
Yup.
Oh, you know what? This might actually help, because...
Hello, kitty butt.
Is it just what if the AC/DC t-shirt feel like the perfect shirt for Slate?
True.
It's even better. It smells bells too.
Slate is like just metal. And that's exactly how I picture Slate. So good. Okay, alright. Well, at dawn when I get up, what's going on?
Dawn, Lana, and Oleg are up for the day already. Sakura is helping Lana make food inside. Usually the bandit stuff, you're hearing them start, or the ex-bandits. I'll figure out a different name for them.
The labor force?
Yeah, the labor force. Are usually like starting to get up and move, though they aren't really going yet, whereas Keston and his compadres are definitely up and ready. And are probably yelling at them to move faster.
Okay.
We let you sleep in, get up.
Yeah.
But it's still dark. Did I stutter? So things are beginning to move.
Did we have any weather implications overnight?
Let's find out. Because I have a chart for that. I just have to remember which tab it is out of all of these. It's this one. And overnight. It's... what fucking day of the week is it? Calendar that I have? It's Kuthana. Third. There we go. No, actually, it's a pretty nice day. all things considered, warmed up a little bit as compared to the snowstorm from the other days. All the snow is melting. It's pretty slushy as a result, but overall, not bad. It's sunny, which is nice.
Got it. Pause for me for a second. Somebody else.
Yeah.
I would imagine if everybody's starting to get up, this is probably when we would be bringing breakfast out to everybody. So that would be what Sakura is starting to do, bringing out some bowls and utensils, starting to get them filled up and setting them down in front of whoever's at the tables.
Very well. So the workforce starts filing in. Still yawning and scratching various itches. But, up and mostly conscious. Hey, honey.
Oh.
Okay, so the workforce is up, the guards are up.
Yes.
Lana, Oleg,
Breakfast is
Sakura
coming out.
are up. Okay.
Slate's up.
Got it.
Slate's probably got up and is sitting outside with a book right now, just looking through it. Probably.
Is there coffee?
There's coffee and tea, I imagine. I know that, Ami like tea, but I figured a lot of more people here in the ruggedness probably would like coffee, so there'll be that too. I don't know how rare it is, so DM's discretion.
Yeah, because actually I don't think I do. Because I think it's kind of hard / expensive. But let's find out. Keep going.
Anyway, if there's coffee or tea, since it is so cold, still cold, I will.
Well, coffee's
go
cheap.
get-
Never mind. There's coffee.
Okay.
Okay, I will go get a cup of coffee and sit down at the picnic table near the fire, checking to see if we need new stores of firewood along the way.
As you sit down, Sakura will come in and place a bowl of the breakfast portion of, I'm guessing, either grits or oatmeal or something of the like. And she'll set one in front of you and she'll set one in front of Slate. And assuming that you two are fairly close together, would the two of
Probably.
you be able to talk later?
Whenever.
If you're free after breakfast, there's some things I'd like to talk to you both about.
Are we figuring out an exploration game plan?
Perhaps, if you're willing to come with us. I don't want to make too many assumptions. That's part of the reason I wanted to talk.
Well then, we'll be here.
She'll kind of glance over to Slate.
Bailey's still looking at a book. Oh. Looking. Art.
You're cutting out real bad.
It's because my cat made me move my mic so he would lay down. You can see a bunch of different arcane looking spells on his book pages as he flips through and goes, "Yeah, no, that's fine."
Well, that's wonderful. In that case, I hope you both enjoy your meal. If you need any more, just let me know. I'll come around again. And she gives you both kind of a more vibrant smile than she's had the past couple of days, because you've all seen her at her low point, and she's slowly making her way back up to her cheerful self. But
Much appreciated.
she'll go back and gather more food to set in front of more people. Eventually going over to the hut that they've been staying in and knocking on the door. Anna! Breakfast. Are you still sleeping?
On the other side of the door, you just hear like a groan. A very tired groan.
You're gonna have to get up eventually. I have warm food for you. Food.
Okay, give me 5 minutes.
Well, the longer you wait, the colder it's gonna be. And she'll kind of like waft the smell into the room a bit.
She's just like, I know what you're doing. I need 5 minutes.
She'll give a small, soft chuckle before going back and handing the bowl off to somebody else who hasn't quite gotten theirs yet.
After like about 5 minutes or so, Kana will come out, adjusting her kimono and putting her hair up, and adjusting her fight gauntlet and stuff.
She'll come up to you again with a fresh bowl of porridge, made just the way she knows you like it.
She smiles at her sister and softly says thank you before joining the others at the table.
And so breakfast is consumed. It is tasty as per usual, because I said so.
I mean, not for us. It's tasty as per abnormal.
That's true. It's tasty as in, oh my god, it's food, and it's delicious, and also you didn't make it. But it sticks to your ribs, but not like in a rusty dagger kind of way.
Like 2 bites in, Grokon will kind of grin up at Slate across the table like, you're gonna be fat and happy here, aren't you?
Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will be.
You're gonna miss the days of me cooking on the road, he says with a toothy grin.
We'll see about that. I'm sure you'll get your chances to still cook. Sometimes.
Press X for doubt.
You're gonna have to fight Sakura over who cooks.
Put F in the chat. Put F in the chat for the end of Grokon's cooking career.
I put F in the chat for you.
Oh, thank you. So kind.
You have like one whole F.
3, because I put it twice. One in the Twitch chat.
I got
there
you.
we go.
I got you, boo.
I got you. I got you, JP.
Sakura's going to grab her bowl and then find Tony to sit next to.
Oh, Tony.
And Tony?
He gracefully, spoon in hand. Hello, my dear.
Hello, Tony.
Is there something I can help you with this fine morning, or are you simply here to sweeten my porridge?
I'm here to enjoy your company before we set out again.
My humble, so humble company. So humble. Did I mention humble?
Yes, you have.
Ah,
Fucking
well.
love Tony.
I am so humble. You would not believe how humble I am. I am the most humble.
You're starting to push it there.
I have no idea what you mean.
I feel like Slate's on the other side looking at looking at your dog like, I don't think this guy's very humble. As this conversation's going on.
I used to snow with this guy named Donnie who really reminded me of the humility we are seeing.
Huh. I've not heard stories of him yet, but can't wait to hear about that one.
He is the greatest, and he always wanted to besiege walls. At all time, walls. Never gates, always walls.
Sakura is going to as they're eating, look down at her porridge and pause. I been a little out of it the past couple of days with everything that's gone on. I didn't get a chance to thank you for the other day.
Do you tell me what it is that I did that was so wonderful? Just to refresh my memory. It's sometimes a little bit hazy. Blinded as I am by your beauty.
You helped Alana distract me.
Ah, yes, yes. You only found one fig. The butt fig.
I must admit that I am a bit curious of where the other one was, but I had assumed that they would be on 3 people, not... I didn't assume that you would have a second.
Yes, I am very tricksy this way. I'm a master of trickery and subterfuge and massages. Have I mentioned massages lately?
No, you haven't.
Some have said my fingers are practically magical.
Who has said this?
Audience. And perhaps you give them the chance. I could offer a trial period.
She tries very hard not to smile, to be too encouraging, but she can't help it, and she just shakes her head. Thank you. We'll see. I'm not... We'll see. But...
So I expected, so I will take it.
And Grokon looks down the table and says, "Free samples are things you should always take."
A man who knows things. And I am a man who does not know things. What is your name, friend?
Grokon.
Grokon.
And you?
Grokon knows things. Tony, hello.
Nice to meet you, Tony.
Nice to meet
That's
you,
what-
too, Grokon.
Kana's gonna look over to Grokon and kind of just like hold out her fist for a fist bump because she knows what he's doing.
See, Grokon is a man who knows things. You would do well to listen to him. Not that you need to listen to anyone, for you are a strong, beautiful, independent, beautiful woman.
Did you mention beautiful?
Beautiful twice, Tony. A little tongue tied
It's,
down her butt?
it's because she is twice as beautiful as any woman I've ever laid eyes upon.
Tony, are both of your eyes brown? Because I think you're twice full of shit compared to every other man I've ever met.
Sometimes my ass is jealous of the things that come out of my mouth, but regardless, I speak the truth.
Sakura is busting at the seams laughing that somebody else is calling him out on shit.
Artist, mostly a bullshit, to be fair.
It's okay, Tony. I respect a man who tells a good tale.
Excuse me?
You are, my dear.
Are you saying
Yes.
that I am not and in any way or form attractive?
Now you're
What
just
is this
fishing
for?
for compliments, of which I will provide gladly.
No, not
Please
even.
allow me to commend you
Tell-
on your grace and your charm and your wit. And
I'm not.
I could perhaps write a gift.
Tony, you're not helping your case. You're making her a little bit confused.
I have that effect
Especially-
on women every once in a while.
Especially from Grokon's statement, meaning that you weren't saying that you weren't clear about what you've been saying.
I'm merely commenting on the man's wordplay.
Precisely.
She's gonna look at him with a raised eyebrow and just continue eating and look away.
Sakura just starts to rub her temples.
Leans its face
Sometimes-
down and like very gently puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "My dear, are Are you quite alright? You've barely touched me.
When have I ever touched you? Other
The one
than
time that you tried to that one time where you tried to impale me.
Apparently he touched his ass too, but you know.
Oh, you did touch my butt when you grabbed me. You did have to feel around a little bit. My cheeks are so luscious and full.
As Slade says that, you just see Grokon raise his spoon, like, cheers to that.
I'm regretting all of my life decisions all in one moment.
So you have hugged me. Have I mentioned that she has put her arms around me? Because I feel like I should mention this.
I will
Oh,
admit
did
that
you?
sister.
And you did not melt into a pile of goo from the lovely lady's embrace?
Oh, I did. I have just recongealed by the strength of her convictions.
I
Out of character, I would enjoy seeing that being kid like this.
I will admit that I hugged him, but it was because he made me feel at ease, and I appreciate all the things that he does.
All?
I mean, from my end of the table, he
Appreciation
feels less
purposes.
ease and more easy. But that's just the vibe Tony's giving off.
I would not deny that for the right individual, my buttons are easy to find.
Oh yeah, very easy.
Not unlike your butt figs, eh?
Well, when the sun shines out of it so cleverly.
I regret this conversation in full.
Oh come on, sister, it's fun.
Oh, fine for you all. I'm the one here sitting mortified.
But you're getting complimented. How's it not fun for you?
Cause it's making me feel like I am an easy mark.
You
Easy,
are
my dear. You are as complex
Tony,
as
on
a
the
well.
other hand, definitely is.
Yeah, Tony
Yes,
is,
precisely.
but not you.
You're as difficult as a beautiful, elaborate, well-crafted architectural wonder. I am a stick puzzle or something.
Stick puzzle.
You put two sticks
Awesome.
together, they make a bigger stick. That is the puzzle. My mother used to tell me to play this game. That is a different tale for a different time. Right now, we're talking about her.
Tony, we're at the table. Let's talking about sticks, please.
Excuse me. How dare you besmirch my reputation? It is already filthy.
Exactly.
No honor amongst. No, never mind.
Fair. Fair.
What was wrong with having just a nice, peaceful breakfast?
Is that not what we are having?
Be peaceful?
Is it not
She
nice?
just kind of like looks over at her like, and then looks over.
I didn't expect this!
And then looks over at Grokon like, really? Like,
Grokon looks back at Slate and goes, "Vagabonds and a sea raider. What do you expect?"
they just shake their heads like, you do not know what you just walked into, and goes
I
back to
don't.
writing some things down.
I feel like Grokon and Slate like unknowingly have become this like almost like the alcohol of a group. like Grokon gets them lubricated and Slate takes notes. And so we can manipulate everything into the
I just
future.
am imagining you two as Statler and Waldorf right now.
Exactly.
I'm into it, so.
I've been compared to worse. All right, so Grokon will slow it down and let people eat their breakfast. so that we can prevent putting Neffy through a coma and a stroke.
All at the same time.
You know, if I go into a coma on my own stream, nobody's gonna be here to fix things.
Well, fair enough.
It's fine.
Yeah, we'll just go get Luppy.
Luppy.
I'm sure his shouts will wake you back up.
I mean, they do wake most dead people. That's why I thought he was a necromancer.
To be fair, he normally plays a necromancer.
You know, you didn't have to tell me that. And you did. But you didn't have to. Because,
Yeah.
No, he plays a bard that raises the dead just so that they come to listen to his music. Like, that's...
necromancer if you want to.
Then name my corpse the Roof, so he can raise the roof at the next concert.
You can raise your friends and mine.
Since we all know I have the high death record.
That is true.
Let's
You
do
do
this.
hold that. But there's new people now. Perhaps the legacy shall move on to the new generation.
And I'm not the tank. I feel good.
Yeah.
Nope, that's me.
Look, there's already a rogue and there's already a horse. So, like...
I'm staying alive. I have plans.
You know, so did Yuri.
Yuri had lots of plans.
He had
Not
so
the
many
horse.
plans.
So many plans.
I mean, the horse
And
probably
then-
has plans too.
And
Yeah,
you know
to
those
hate me forever
Vine
and ever.
videos where people smash watermelons? That's what happened to Yuri.
And now he's a horse.
And now he's a horse. Mm-mm.
Anyway, I'm still glad that, you know, we could have a full team effort here on the aiding Neffy. There were so many aid and other actions that just happened.
I didn't
I'm
even
glad we
roll.
could. Yeah, I'm glad we could do kind of a tutorial on how to do that.
I mean, that's an 18 on the die. How well did we do?
I don't know, Neffy, how well they do?
They're making me
That
regret.
good, okay.
They're making me regret
Did we
all
aid
my
Neffy or
life
did we
decisions.
aid Tony?
Yes.
Well, I guess we obliterated Tony, didn't we? Yeah.
Kind of did. But he was
Well,
kind of
I
into
mean-
it.
We certainly weren't aiding Sakura, that's for sure.
But yeah, to be fair, we were, you know, we obliterated Tony, but he was kind of into it. So, like, you know.
Which has me all the more worried. Like, that's not helping his case.
It isn't.
Poor
But
Tony.
it did help his cause. Which was to make you smile.
Yes.
Sorry.
Out of sheer embarrassment, mostly.
I mean, valid.
But she still appreciates it, because she knows that that's what he does.
Anyway, so after all that, and after the porridge is eaten, after the dishes are cleared, there was a conversation to be had, wasn't there?
Yes. Sakura will come over just after double checking with Milty and Colin to make sure that there hasn't been any new information surfacing. She'll come over with the map and roll it out on the table before them.
Hey, we finally get to see the map.
Yeah, we're gonna see the map. The map
Does it sing?
is gone.
Does it sing like the map from the purple backpack?
No.
Map!
Mm.
Oh, new map.
Yeah, this is our map. You can all see the little postcard that Myeen has sent us. Still there in the corner.
I'm so confused. What is the big fish?
Oh, the big fish is us.
That's us.
Yes.
Jacob, it's the same token dragon that we used back in the original game.
Is it
This-
really?
Yeah, this is the same from all those years ago.
Dragon.
Oh my god.
I
What's it
redid the
been?
map so it has seasons now.
Oh.
So there's
that
snow
makes
on
more
this map.
sense. I see.
Get rid of
And
my
in spring there are
dragon
flowers.
eyes. Oh, I can't wait for that.
Okay, so are the things marked what what the group has discovered up to this point?
Yes and no.
There we go. The path
The-
that was drawn
Yeah.
was their proposed path, but that was when
Mhm.
Myeen had the accident.
Yeah, and that was also when we also had two other,
Yeah.
the other two people with us.
The only thing that we have really discovered is this location right here and the fairies in this house.
Yeah, so you might meet Tig and Perlavash, actually.
Okay. Okay.
Field are locations that they are aware of. They just don't. They haven't
been
gone
there
to.
yet.
Got it. Got it. Got it.
So, okay, out of curiosity, that one spot where like it was touched by fairy magic, like where on this map would it be?
Right here where
Because
we're
out of my curiosity.
right where our token is.
Oh.
So
okay.
it might be like if you move the token back over to Oleg, you should see the paw mark. Yep, see.
Okay.
It's just hidden underneath the mark.
Were you referring to the place that you discovered when you were looking for the other two?
Yeah, when we were looking for Sarah and
Oh,
That's
that one.
that's right here, roughly. I would
Yeah.
assume somewhere near Oleg's, but within the forest.
yeah, probably.
So, am I close?
I don't know. That's a pop tart. I don't know. I think she's away.
No, sorry. What? I was fixing something.
Oh.
The patch of green grass that was touched by fey magic that
Yeah, it was in
Anna
the same
and Myeen
hex as
discovered.
Oleg's.
Yeah, it's like right in there, roughly.
Yeah, it's right in that little kind of green belt area.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought.
Okay. So now
Well.
now I just gotta think of a new place to go to.
Well, as Sakura kind of rolls out the map,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, since we're not quite sure how long Myeen might be away, I don't want to go too far south, and I worry that as much as I would like to help the father with the temple here, I believe that we should wait for Myeen to come back before doing so.
That I can agree with. Don't know what the hell
However,
is there.
we have heard that this person here, that they might deal with potions. It would be interesting to explore. And I do know that some people have expressed interest in checking out where Haps and the others have stated that they've grown radishes down here. We could do.
I was actually about to suggest that. It's just like maybe going to here and then going here. So that we could still even explore a little bit of these plains area, I believe.
I think that
So
probably.
help me understand what the real objective is here. Like, what is it you all are charged with doing down here?
We're meant to settle the lands.
Mm-hmm. We're supposed to explore and settle the lands to establish new places for people since there's overcrowding of the river.
Well,
For.
if this map is true
Mhm.
and bears accurate representation of the wooded areas, in the amount of snow that we still have on the ground, moving through that region with all of the underbrush and fallen logs covered could not only be hazardous, but is also likely to be rife with poachers, other implements that are just going to be hidden by the snow,
There,
right?
we do know one thing is like we've been trying to kind of like steer clear of is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's that, yeah, that.
This bridge, this area where the river is. We know that the river is used by some of the bandits that our friends were part of.
Mm-hmm.
This was actually a meeting spot that they had with one of their higher ups. We do know that bandits still rifle and move about in the forest, and while I would love to, she hesitates. I would like to try to remove the threat that they may pose, hopefully within a peaceful manner. We've been somewhat avoiding those areas for the time being just because well, all combat hasn't been the most victorious. Our companions and us were just starting out together. We didn't know how to work as a team. It's one of the reasons we came back here.
But I'm just going to say this. I think that at least me, you, and Myeen sort of know how to work together. We still have places to improve on, but I think it was mostly me that had not doing.
It may
Well,
have
be that
been...
as it may, be that as it may, the last thing that I want to do is get into conflict in a wooded area where our mobility is limited the first time that I see what we're capable of. I know what Slade can do pretty well. We've knocked a few wolves and other issues off the caravan as we came down from Brevoy. But in this snow, it might behoove us to stick to the open areas, especially if we're waiting for Myeen to get back. I mean, we're talking about a couple days travel here if we hit this sector in this northern plains region. We can hit the potion man, the potion guy's hut, and see what he needs for trade, and then, you know, complete this loop, and hopefully by the time we get back, potentially Myeen will be returned. Or if he's not, we'll at least know what we need for trade purposes, and then can seek guidance from Oleg as to where those things might be found.
I still want to look into this patch here that they talked about. As like a future investment type of.
Sure.
I mean, we could always do this loop and then check back in, see if Myeen has returned,
If like
and then
any letters or anything, most likely.
I mean, he made it sound like he would only be gone for like a week or so. But
I know, but I'm just saying, like, if it's prolonged, to check for letters.
oh no, yes. But I mean, that way we could check to see if he's returned or if there's any news, and then if there's not, then we can go back out and check out the radish patch and return, and we could figure out something else from there if we need to. And she, as this is going on, you can see that she looks a bit more relieved because she was expecting people headbutting, and that's not happening, so she's so relieved.
May I ask a question?
Of course.
What is it with this radish?
Sakura turns red and turns away.
I got you. It's basically, from what I've learned, they are aphrodisiac.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They're called...
Oh, so we're concerned not only with settling, but populating.
No. No, that's not it. I would just say more as like a business potential type thing. At least for... My sister's not too keen on it, but...
No, it's not that. I'm just... If this is something that you want to do, I am sort of kind of glad that it's done when certain people are not... Oh, dear Lord.
Be that as it may, there's 2 feet of snow on the ground, and radishes grow in the earth.
Yeah.
It'd be harder
So
to see.
finding them will be difficult until we've had some better weather and the snow has
True.
melted a little bit. So
Very, very true.
again,
Plop
go ahead,
check.
Slate.
Do I know how long it is until spring?
Cause wasn't it November?
We're like November. No,
They're in
probably at the very
December.
beginning of December. Because
You are now in the first week of December.
First week.
Uh-huh. So we
By
got
the
a couple. We got a couple more months.
well, what's the date? Oh,
It is Kuthona, so December the 3rd.
Yeah, but knowing that, like knowing that and seeing the map and seeing that we have plain areas out here and here and all the way down into here, like
so Cora is completely open to taking a safer route.
it's more just it's easier to get ambushed in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's why we had the issue with money.
and with the snow creating difficult terrain and making it hard to move. Out here in the plains, we can take horses and be able to move decently compared to in the confines of a wooded area where you just can't.
So what I propose we could do is going to the hut and like kind of doing like a square or some sort. But the bramble patch would be optional.
Well, that's what he was saying before was instead of going just to that down and back up, going out one more square down and back up. That way we explore this area too.
Yeah, because to remind our old players and to inform again our new players, because it hasn't really come up yet, just going through each hex, which is part of the charter. The charter is about exploring and mapping the land primarily. That's your first goal. Though technically you two are not part of the charter, but you're working with the team that is.
Yeah.
And that will happen to be a roleplay. That is all up to y'all. But just going through it does not count. You actually have to take like 3 days time of fully mapping the hex for it to count as a mapped hex. They have not done that with any yet.
Oh.
Oleg's trading post is basically your bingo free spot.
Yeah.
It is considered done.
We had planned to come down here and explore this area right here where the temple is. And we didn't get that far. We got attacked and nearly down and everybody was hurting. So we decided to go back up with much contention back to Oleg's to recover. And that's where you all came in.
Yep.
We did not get that far, even though
So when we're mapping new sea lanes, we tend to zig and zag back and forth through the water rather than just charting out a direct course.
Mhm.
This is what Grokon's telling you all. Like, it does not seem, as you tell me about your previous forays out into the wilderness, it does not seem like we've been taking a strategic approach towards methodically mapping this region so that you know what you're up against.
not in so much terms. My original plan, or at least what I had hoped to accomplish, was to come down here where the temple was. In some ways, I'm glad that we didn't end up there. I don't think that we would have survived with the way that we were working. But my plan was to originally get this spot first mapped out and secured so that we could fall back on it as we explored these other areas instead of having to go all the way back to Oleg's.
But what do
And
we
then
know of this? What
hopefully-
do we know of this structure? Like, how defensible is it? Like, at least here we have guards, we have walls.
We don't
What
know.
are we talking
but
about?
That's the thing we don't know because we didn't get that far to get to it to see.
Exactly.
Okay. And the
Best
and the
security areas around Oleg's first. Just
Well, that's what I originally wanted to do in the beginning, but other people wanted to explore deeper into the forest, and
that's a death trap this time of year.
Yeah, and yeah, we know now. We know now. Or we can't
Well, I'm
fix
glad
it.
you're not dead.
Yeah.
I'm very
And
glad
we're lucky we're not dead because we had to fight to come back to Oleg's before you guys showed up.
Well, I wish to hear everybody's point of view. And I know that I can worry and want to take a safer route. Other people did not have the same mindset going out, and it caused a lot of contention. To be quite frankly, to say that I'm a little relieved is an understatement. To say that I'm greatly relieved is still an understatement, to be honest.
Well, I'm with Slate here. Slate makes a very valid point. When we look at our manpower, we've got 4 guards, counting Keston and his 3 guys. 2 guys, because one of them went with Myeen. So our guard force is down 25%.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this workforce that seems to have ingratiated itself, there's no guarantee they don't turn if their friends show up. So we're potentially putting Keston and his guys between a rock and a hard place if we don't make sure that the surrounding areas are secured enough and they have enough forewarning should something begin.
I agree. It's why I didn't want to travel so far away from the fort when we originally set out, but I was told I was being too much of a warrior. And that the men here could handle anything that came towards them. And there are trolls in the woods, we at least know, and I don't think that they could handle that. No offense to Keston and his men and the boys here, but
no, we're not
they are
equipped
trolls
here. We're not equipped at Oleg's to take care of trolls.
But I had hoped as a middle ground that if we could have at least captured this temple, because we weren't even told it was a temple at the time. We were just assuming that we could have set that up as a second point, that we could have opened up like a road in between Oleg's and there, and that we could have established like a trade point at the very least.
Help me understand how you were going to set that up. With what manpower? With who? With what settlers? We haven't secured anything. Who's going to move down here from Brevoy? Who's going to move in here from Taldor? Or
that's what I was telling my sister, that we don't need to settle right away.
I wasn't even thinking settling. I was just thinking of a quick way that we could get between 2 points that would have been relatively...
But also, I am also understanding how he is seeing this as basically a term of settling, establishing a fort of some sort. And we don't have the materials and also manpower to keep that running.
That is fair enough.
Especially to keep it from being taken.
Yeah, it could easily be taken over if we did it now.
And he'll point over to the Thorn River camp, especially if they're not that far. They're a lot closer than you all are to Oleg's at that point. They could one day just take it over while y'all... It's best to try and settle the areas around Oleg, so Oleg has a more... Well, not Oleg, but you all have a more protective area, and as you move further down, you'll have more area to cover and more safe areas. I understand wanting to settle the temple, if that is what it is.
I just wanted a second place to fall back to if we were further south, instead of taking a week or so to get back up to Oleg's. We had a middle point somewhere in between that we could have fallen back to.
That I understand. I understand wanting the middle point. But it's best to start from the top and work the way down.
Mm-hmm.
And then you make that place your second place, and then you start working down the next piece.
Yeah, it's just going to take a lot of.
It's going to take a lot of time.
It is, and I'm not blind to that.
So what do we want to do? We can sit here and waffle back and forth, and none of this is going to get figured out.
I still think that the original plan is good to go out to the hut and investigate the plants and make sure that they're stable and safe and loop back around, check in at the post, see if Myeen has returned. If he hasn't, going back out and exploring a bit more and eventually chip away at this if we need to.
Okay.
I'm just...
When do we move?
I only worry about going to the radish patch because it's wood. And we'll
That's why I said it's an optional thing if we.
Yeah.
And if we've explored everything that we need to out here first in the plains, and maybe we can, depending on the weather and how things work, that is something we can look into. But if they're not growing at this time, it's going to be scarce to find anything.
Yep.
But maybe we could go out east a bit more, or west, that way. And find more area to make secure. If it's just the forest that we're worried about, then we can slowly chip away at that as well. But what's important is that we're all on the same page as far as what we're doing. Like,
yeah.
Which kind of brings me to the next aspect of what I wanted to discuss. And I hope you don't take offense to anything I'm about to say. If you do, please. For me, communication is very key and very important. I want to make sure that every voice is heard as best it can so that all accounts can be taken into accordance. This charter is in the name of myself, my sister, and currently Myeen. We can invite you in on it, and I personally would like to see how things work out before I do. More so, I would like to have Myeen's opinion on the matter when he returns. But these are our names and our responsibility. The actions that we have out here will, in a way, put a precedence on what type of community we create. If at all possible, if we should encounter anything on the road, I don't want to jump to conclusions and greet whatever comes at us with blades drawn. I understand that not everybody is going to be as willing to hear us out as our friends here, that we were able to persuade to put down their arms and to join us in a better life than scraping and hurting others to get by. I know, and I'm not a fool, that there are going to be people who may die. But if at all we could avoid that. Especially since we have encountered Fae within the woods, and I know that sometimes things aren't always as they seem. I'd like to take the time that if we could reach a peaceful negotiation or peaceful resolution to some of our encounters, I would at least like to try that first. Now granted, like, if somebody's charging at you, blades drawn and ready to attack you, I just want to make sure that that's understood, that is clear. She kind of fidgets because everybody's being quiet.
Slade just looks over at Grokon.
fine by me. The easiest towns to plunder are the ones that don't fight back.
I'm not saying that we aren't going to fight back.
You misinterpret what I'm saying, Sakura. I'm not saying we won't fight back. I'm saying if we can negotiate peace without having to fight, it reduces any risk of anybody dying.
Yes.
But I will tell you that the moment things get crazy, the back of my shield's gonna hit the backside of your sister, so she engages the ugly mug first and hits him with that big club she likes to walk around.
Trust me, you won't need it. You won't need to give me a nudge.
Fantastic. I'm glad we're on the same page. So, I take it we're going to make our way to the east first and explore that region and ensure that that open plain area is safe and secure, because if we do find a way for you all to woo settlers down here, that is the place that they are likely to settle first. So we need to understand resources available, we need to understand necessary road work, we need to understand what you're needing to do to make it effective. Then from there we eliminate threats. And then from there we move to the next one. That makes sense?
Makes perfect sense to me.
Fantastic. My blood is getting cold sitting here on the backside of this picnic table away from the fire. When do we move?
Let me make sure I have my spells ready and my scrolls ready, and I'll be good to...
I'm just gonna go grab my tetsu, but I'm ready to go.
I can make sure that the carriage is packed and ready to go, and we could leave, maybe grab something to eat before we go out around lunchtime.
Sounds like a winning idea.
Sakura sits back as she starts to take the scroll and roll it up. She still looks so relieved.
Well, Grokon goes back into the stable, grabs his pack, hooks his Terbutia onto his belt, and puts his shield on his back, and starts to brush the horses down to get them ready for the saddles.
Slate will kind of look over at Sakura, noticing the relief that's going through her. Be like, I see this hasn't been easy prior. As he has his backpack next to him and begins pulling out scrolls and looking through scrolls. Sure, he has.
Yeah. And Kana is gonna go up to her sister and hold her. It's gonna be better for us. I have a feeling, very good feeling. And then gives her sister a kiss on the forehead.
I know it's gonna be better. Still a little nervous. Things are still new, and we haven't actually gotten into combat. I'm still a bit worried about that. But
that I think we'll do a lot better with.
She kind of looks at the map. It's what I wanted from the beginning. Just go about it safely and to make the best of our path and to do this sort of thing. And I know that they have their reasons, but it's like it's difficult when all they wanted to do was just move.
Some people rush into danger without realizing what type of danger they have.
And that's literally what they did.
It almost cost us Myeen.
Hopefully, with the fight of almost dying, they'll eventually win. And he'll look over at Kaneko and be like, by the way, Kaneko, if we do end up in a fight, I have a way to help you do a little bit more.
You can see her kind of grin.
Oh dear
Great.
Lord. Oh, I'm not. And she gets up from the table and starts to walk off to get the carriage and everything set up.
I didn't mean to make your sister uncomfortable. It's
No,
think
no,
she
no,
did
it
that-
was not you. It was not you.
not.
She took it one way. I know what you were saying.
No, you're taking it wrong now.
He wants to help in combat. That's what he was referring to.
Yeah.
You were referring to something dirty.
No, I was not.
Uh-huh.
All I was thinking about was your bloodlust.
Grokon rolls a 19 handle animal to get the horses ready.
Here's a quick question though that I do have. What horses?
Oh.
There were 4. 2 of them were taken. We have a carriage drawn by 2.
There more than that?
Oh, yeah.
I thought there was more because the
I'm putting you
bandits
back on
brought
board.
horses too.
Yeah, all the horses except one you're allowed to take.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know that we could take the other horses.
They were the bandits' property.
Yeah.
They are now not.
Yeah, they're Oleg's property now.
If
So
that's-
Technically,
technically-
they're part of the loot.
okay.
So we technically all could ride horses, and not.
Well,
walk.
somebody has to take care of Yuri because there's no way that we can. I don't think that there's a way that we can pack all the loot that we have onto the.
I mean, okay, what we're basically would be bringing is like the camping stuff and like what? Some like food items and stuff too that can be put in saddlebags.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about 3 days per hex and we're looking at 5 hexes potentially being explored, that's a 2-week
Mhm.
trip.
Mhm.
So when you're packing food for 2 weeks, while you can forage while you're out there, we're not going to be in the woods.
Yeah.
And so the sailor over here is thinking hardtack and other rations, and you need a storage facility for that. So if there's a carriage that's available that we
Yeah.
can put those things in,
Okay.
he is game planning for that. Plus, he doesn't ride.
It's not a carriage, y'all. It is a wagon.
Okay, wagon. Okay. So
You
he
keep
does
calling
not-
it carriage. That is a different thing entirely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
it's a wagon.
it's a
I
wagon.
probably keep calling
It's a
it a
wagon.
carriage on accident.
So he does not ride horses. So he will drive the wagon, no problem.
Okay.
But he does not ride. So plus you can move with fewer horses if you have a wagon, and the wagon provides a structure that can get between arrows and enemies.
True.
You move a little slower, but we're not trying to move quickly right now either.
No.
Plus, if we get hit with bad weather, is it a covered wagon?
No,
is it
it's
Effie?
it is a light wagon. It's all I had money
We
for.
could use like the camping tarps and stuff to cover it.
Right. So, like, in terms of sleeping, we wouldn't have to sleep in the snow.
Mhm.
So that's kind of where Grokon's coming.
Yep.
So we do have a wagon that we've had since the beginning.
Okay.
That's what Yuri pulls.
Is it a one?
and for
Is it a
reference-
1-horse wagon or a 2-horse wagon?
It is pulled by either 4 medium creatures or 1 large.
And
Oh.
Yuri is a light
So
combat
it's a
trained
1 horse.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
1-horse
horses are
wagon.
large size category.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
I forgot
1
that
horse.
they're considered large.
Well, there you go. So then,
Yeah.
like, everybody else can ride if they want to, and I will drive the wagon.
If that is the case, Sakura is going to have another conversation with Tony.
Oh, I'm
But this
excited.
let's, just for the sake of some brevity here, because things are a little slow at the moment. What is the conversation pertaining to?
Which horse is his?
The beautiful black one.
I
Because
call
if you don't
dibs.
think this motherfucker has the most beauteous black beauty of a horse,
Then
Yes,
I call
the-
dibs on the black one.
I called dibs on the gray one in the third stall.
Okay, the one that's in the second stall, by the way,
The
is
chunky
the one
one?
that is unavailable. Yeah, the
Oh,
chunky
no.
monkey is the unavailable horse.
Oh no.
That is Claptrap. That is Oleg and Svetlana's horse. It is not up for grabs. But any of the others are fine. I believe the silver-gray chunky monkey, just because how it looks, is Yuri, is what we had.
Oh, okay, so that
Yes,
is
he's
Yuri.
a beautiful silvery horse.
Gotcha.
Like dappley silver. Very attractive.
Yeah.
Because they're in the stalls next to each other. So kind of gray, or kind of brown, funky.
This is
Claptrap.
Claptrap, correct?
Yep.
Right here? That one?
Yeah, that's Claptrap.
Okay. Is this little dude?
Yeah, the little chunky, nervous one.
Yeah.
He's more of a pet horse.
I'll just take this boy up there then.
That's
I'll
fine.
I'll take the spotty boy.
Spotty boy.
Spotty.
Spotty boy.
I will be in the wagon. I'm not gonna put my. Not gonna try and.
You're not gonna try and ride?
No, I'm
I'm not going to put my tender loins upon.
He may have dealt with animals in the past, but I don't have anything to animal handle. I ain't gonna try.
Yeah.
Is it mostly animal handling or is it the ride?
For riding a horse, it's ride.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything on ride.
Yeah, animal handling is for like leading the horse.
Oh, actually,
Yeah.
I do have ride.
So,
Ride is
have
what
a
you do
lot,
once you put
though.
your butt upon it.
so like driving the wagon would still be a handle animal.
Yes. Handle animal or profession driver.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, for animal intelligence. So, yeah. So, yes, what y'all have been doing has just been driving the horse or leading the horse, which is handle animal. But if you're going to put your butt on it, that is a ride check, my friends.
Cool. Oh, do I need to do a ride check now?
Take a horse.
You will need to do it while you are riding.
Okay.
Take a horse. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So at the moment, because your butt is not upon a horse,
So
you do not
no.
need to make said ride check.
What is the horse's name for Tony?
God.
Or does it not have one?
It's charcoal.
I will come up
Let's
with
move.
during a cutscene.
Okay.
It's fine, you'll find it out later.
Yeah.
Okay.
A 19 for ride.
Because Pop-Tart did not come up with a name, and it doesn't fucking matter, it's a horse.
Fantastic. It can't talk. It's good.
What'd you get
Yeah,
for
can I-
ride, CC?
19.
19 is
Jesus.
plenty enough for riding. You ride well, friend.
Well, I
There
got
is
a
a
20. I got a 22 for my drive check. So let's do
You are
this.
totally fine, yeah.
I got a 14 for my
14
ride
is still fine.
Do I roll mine?
Yes,
Yes.
if you are riding, then roll it.
13.
13 is fine.
Okay.
Not a high check.
Right?
Like 10.
Yeah, it's like a 10 to
Yeah.
successfully do this. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
you
have
roll
to
a
I have to roll a 5 or better. Got it.
Okay. No worries.
Cool. So, onward.
We move into the first hex east of the trading post.
There we go.
And
Let's go to that.
proceed to explore it with an S.
Yes, of course. Gladly with an S. So, for reference, by the way, this little mark that I have up in the corner, that is what's going to indicate this hex has been explored as you explore them. Okay?
Okay.
Yep.
So you are now in this hex!
Whoa.
Look at that. You guys are in a brand new fucking hex. I am so proud of you.
Wow.
We've only
So
had
the-
like 4 sessions at the
the
fort.
For the exploration section, I assume we need perception checks.
I believe so. Give me just 1 second. But yes, I believe it is just... No.
Perception.
But yes, I believe it's a perception check for...
Well, how about a nat 2027?
That'll probably do just fine, but yeah.
Phantasmic.
Sorry.
It's because I'm just sitting there on the bench, just like taking it
Watching.
in.
Were you doing perception checks? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do one.
I'll also do one.
17.
Oh my god, a
13!
16!
Unless it's to detect traps, in which case it's 14. If I
I will
notice
tell you
anything...
when you get. I will tell you when you get the bonus, Neffy.
But I need...
I'm gonna tell you right now, Neffy. Majority of the time on these hexes,
Nothing
when
shiny.
it's just explore the hex for shiny or trap or bandit, unless I say so,
I need to feel better about my roll. It was only a 13.
then get good, bruh. Anyway.
So yeah, any landmarks or anything of note with my massive 27 here?
So I'm trying to find the correct tab. I have so many tabs open for you guys, I'm sorry. I have 48 tabs.
Welcome to Vienna.
Welcome to Vienna, Diane.
That's me when I'm just working on stuff for people.
Rowan almost needs a second laptop just for.
Actually, we are
Right.
talking about it. I'm not going to be getting a second laptop, but I'm going to be getting a second screen.
Have you seen those like the
Club.
attachment to a laptop that they seat 2 screens behind the main one and they flip out to be a 3
Yes,
screen?
I have. I would like that very much.
Oh, why are they $400? Why do they have to be
Because
so
they're
expensive?
But
That's
yes,
electronics.
$400 for a laptop is expensive?
No,
For a
no,
laptop
for-
accessory.
Oh, accessible.
Yeah, it's like a pair of screens that basically sit behind your laptop, but they're like attached to it, and then you
Yeah.
essentially flip them out.
Yeah, they're.
So then you have 2 additional screens.
I want them
That's
so
all like
badly.
one. Yeah, and it's great, and I want it super. It's compact is the big thing. It's like because it's just all together, but then when you need it, you just flip them out.
Yes. Yeah, and they're like
So, yeah.
15, and they're like 14 or 15-inch
Yes.
screens too. They're huge.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm looking, but yes, we're talking about possibly getting a second screen, so that way,
2-screen club.
yeah, so that way I can just have more room.
Technically, I'm a 3-screen club.
If you have a small
I am
TV,
full
you
screen.
can typically link them together for
Yeah.
a second screen.
Yeah, that's the problem is I have a Fire Stick with the other TV,
Mm.
which doesn't. It will broadcast whatever I'm showing on my screen, but it won't just like let me drag it. So it's
yeah.
not a separate screen per se. It's just whatever is dominant. So
Yeah.
working on it. But right now I'm functioning on one screen with Discord and Roll20 and my own maps and Kingmaker and all the tabs I need. There's a reason I use a whiteboard.
Bless you.
Thank
And I'm over here with 2 D8s, one for rolling heal spells and one for attacking. And that's the complexity of a player.
Wow.
And
Not me.
Meanwhile-
I have OBS,
Now I don't know what the fuck I
the map, Discord, and my character sheet. Nothing.
Guys, I found the tab. I found the
Yay!
tab I was looking for.
Woo!
Now can I drag it without closing it? There it is. I'm normally excited about this. Okay. So, what you notice, and at the moment, Jacober actually is the only one I believe who got that because he got above a 20. I don't believe anyone
Correct.
else got above 20. Okay, just
No.
double checking.
Yeah.
I know there's a couple of close, but he's the only one who got above 20. So actually, you're the one that notices this, because of the as you get there and as you're coming into this third of the hex, because the snows have melted somewhat, you can see there are some small animal tracks. They're kind of hard to tell because they've made the place in the snow and then they've melted out, so you can't tell you can tell some rough sizes, but nothing unusually big or large or anything like that.
Okay.
But in a couple places, you notice a very small flash of like bright yellow under the snow, and not like pea yellow, but like buttercup yellow. And I assume curiosity would make you go, huh? Because you seem like that kind of fellow.
I'll investigate.
And it's pretty easy just to move aside a little bit of the snow, basically just with your foot, with your boot.
Sure.
And you see that there are small clusters of bright yellow flowers, 4 petals each. Just small clusters of them here and there that have kind of managed to weather the storm. You're not terribly familiar with this area, so you don't know if that's a common thing, but it seems that they've kind of just nestled into the snow, essentially. And they're not quite dead, so there's still some bright patches of yellow here and there.
Can I identify them with a 19 knowledge nature?
You can with knowledge nature. It's a fairly common plant. It's called wild celandine. Wild celandine is though it's hard to smell them right now. They have a very light, just pleasant, sweet scent, kind of honeysuckle-esque. But if you take the flowers and leaves and dry them, they can actually be made into a tea that helps soothe stomachs, and a paste with a few other ingredients that can help with warts.
Okay, then can
Just a small medicinal plant, essentially, is what.
Can I forage some of them?
Sure, yeah. I would say during the kind of 3-hour stretch, or the day, stretch. That, yeah, you'd be able, especially with a nat 20, I'm just going to kind of roll that together as your reward there. That yeah, you're able to pick out some good clusters. I would say, just for the sake of not having a better way to describe it, I'd say you could essentially get 5 uses. So 5 cups of tea or enough flowers for 5 batches of a wart salve.
Okay.
So essentially just 5 units. And they're also just pretty.
What's the tea treat again? Sorry.
Soothing stuff.
For stomachs, upset stomachs. Yeah, it helps with digestive issues.
Okay.
So cramps, gas, upset stomach, nausea, heartburn, diarrhea, hey, Pepto-Bismol.
Got it.
I was thinking.
All right. I have added that to my loot sheet.
And also, they just smell nice. They're just kind of light and pleasant.
So I'll take one of them, and since I know Slate takes notes on everything, I will take 2 heavy objects and flatten it, and give it to Slate because it seems like Slate's chronicling everything.
I'm just imagining you just pick up 2 rocks and flower.
Well, no,
I know.
It
was just the
barrel
image.
or something. Yeah, something in the wagon with, maybe my shield or something to roll on it.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
No, it was just great imagery of just smashing a flower between your rocks and handing it over. Bro.
Pulp.
You are the bro in my bro team.
You put the bro in my potato salad.
Bros of Stalin. Poseidon, god of the ocean.
When he hands it over to Slate, Slate's gonna be look at it and be like, I didn't think I was your type. And then takes it and puts it in his book.
Who's Kurt? Spellsy, your voice dropped.
I was thinking Spellsy's boyfriend.
No, he'll kind of look at Slade and be like, just make sure we mark down where these are located. I'm sure that they can be an avid trading commodity at the outpost.
I will note them down.
Fantastic.
And Pop-Tart's going to note them down too before she fucking forgets.
Do you have the ability to put a little yellow icon on the map for our city?
Probably, yeah. Reopen, close tab, reopen. Yep.
I don't know if you have something readily available, or one of these leaves that you have.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Is I can go to the library real quick and just be like, flower, give flower, give to me.
There you
So I
go.
drew a flower. That'll do.
The yellow's my color.
That's right.
That's true. Don't worry, Jake. I got you. I appreciate your egg, Neffy.
It's okay. I was just trying to be cute.
But actually, yes, there's a nice little,
Ha!
and it's a nice
Yeah.
little cluster even. I'm just gonna make it smaller since there
Yep.
will be other symbols.
Yep.
Ah, come on, you is drawing. Thank you. There. So I'm just gonna make it smaller so we know, and I'm gonna put it in the first third of the hex. I'm gonna add it to the map layer. so we don't accidentally click it and fuck it up. There we go. It's in there now.
Cool.
When the dragon moves, you'll see it. So that is what you discovered
Jesus
on
Christ, that's so much damage.
first day. Anyway.
Apparently, Khan is not liking this combat.
It's not combat.
That would be the joke, Neffy. I love you, sweetie.
I'm sorry, I'm dumb sometimes.
Sweetie,
A lot
I
of the
love you.
times.
Sweetie, I love you. Sugar pie, honey bun. Anyway. But that is what you primarily discovered upon of note
Fantastic.
upon the first day. You've now completed day 1 of 3. Huzzah!
To the next day.
Actually, you do still need to roll for the evening.
Yeah, survival checks so that we can forage for food, right?
Survival and
No.
ensuring that if you want to forage, yes. But primarily to see if there's any encounters in the evening.
That is also true. What are we rolling? I rolled a 15 on the die. Are we rolling survival here, or are we rolling perception? What do we do?
For foraging, it would be survival.
Okay,
And for basically guard shift, it's perception.
got it. Well, then I rolled a 15 to forage for food. Can't cook, but I can find it.
That does remind me, before we left, how much
For
meat did we
17.
get from Lana for the boars that we brought in?
You're feeding like almost 20 people at the outpost nowadays.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have a lot of protein, particularly.
We're on
to
like
spare.
trail rations if we don't forage out here.
Yeah, she's having some luck getting them trained up so that way they can do some hunting. But at the moment, they're essentially getting enough to manage.
And,
Yeah, but
and if anybody is like me, they're only packing 5 trail rations.
I
and they're on
have-
a 15-day journey.
I have 20 trail rations.
Okay, then you have 20 trail rations.
But we had 300 pounds of boar meat that we brought back.
Yes, and that's what
But-
they're going through. She's
Okay.
drying and salting a lot of
Okay.
it, so it's not available for immediate consumption. It's
Okay.
in the process of preparation.
So should I just remove that from my inventory then? Or
If you left it all there, yes.
okay.
Which is what we discussed, but
No,
it was
that's
towards the
why
end of the session.
that was why I was trying to clarify, because I didn't know.
No,
what
that's
was
fine, that's
up.
fine. But yeah, you guys got that meat, but yes, from what y'all told me, you were leaving it to be prepared.
Mm.
And so since some of it's being dried and salted and stuff, so it's long term, it cannot be consumed right now.
Right.
So in the process, I think we said we were going to do like half or 2/3 of it was what I had written down.
Mm.
That was going to be long-term preparation, which is 100 pounds, which, will last them a while, but like they don't want to be distributing too much. I mean, you could take a couple pounds if that was something you wanted to do,
Mm.
but
Um,
there's just
Oh.
not a lot of ways to store meat
Yeah.
that isn't more of a process.
I'm gonna try to take about like 5 pounds of meat, just
Okay.
because I'm not quite sure, and it would be good to thicken like a stock and stuff.
How are you going to store it is the question for your traveling. It is not
With
Like-
snow, like I would have like a skinned bag to put it in,
Yeah.
and then I would pack it with some snow.
okay,
It would
that is
probably-
something you'll have to kind of recycle, keep it cold, because
Right.
what I was telling Jake earlier, which I'm not sure was gone, was that it is getting warmer, even though it's December, which seems counterintuitive.
Mhm.
But oddly enough, it is getting warmer that the snow is melting.
Okay.
So that in that case, it's just something you're gonna have to be.
Well, that's why
couple times
I
a day.
That's why I was saying like 5 pounds and not like 10, because I don't think I could
Right.
keep 10 pounds. And
Right.
it would probably be like the first stuff that I use. So like,
Okay. I'm just making sure we're tracking.
yeah.
Okay. So who's on first shift?
Me, I guess.
Cool.
Because I rolled a 14 perception.
Sure.
I had to write it down in chat so I don't forget. Because I
No,
was
that's fine.
like,
That's fine.
that's my calculation.
Go
But
down to.
welcome back.
Oh wow.
Just so that Cece and Jake knows, Sakura normally always takes the last watch, so that she can start on breakfast in the morning.
Well, I would prefer to take the second to last watch because star position helps me determine my location. So
Then I'll
seeing the night sky after the moon has set is beneficial.
Then I'll do second shift after sleep.
Okay. First shift, slate. Nice and quiet. As far as you can tell.
Cool.
Second shift, Kana.
That would be a 14.
14. Okay,
Hey,
okay.
perception.
14.
Yes.
As you are doing your watch that evening, in the distance you see what the first appears to be a glittering star. Off in the distance, perhaps a firefly, but bigger. And it's in the trees. I'm gonna drop the accent now, I don't know why I had it. But you see just a glowing, like, firefly, but bigger, almost the size of, like, your fist. Just weaving its way through the trees, off in the distance.
So like down in this tree line here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, like, this is kind of what she's gonna say in her head. That's a fairy bullshit. No, thank you.
Fair.
Oh, please don't be a will-o-wisp. For the love of God.
Hopefully not.
Although we have a mage, we have a chance.
But it does seem interested in you, as it just weaves its way through the trees and slowly, steadily winks out.
God.
Yep, fairy shit, nothing.
Grokon!
Your turn.
26.
Damn.
Yeah. 26. You probably see the thing, whatever thing is.
I rolled a 19. I had a couple good rolls here in a row.
And you were worried.
I was having a rough go when we were warming up. That's true.
In the distance, hear one lonely howl.
One?
Ooh. Yep, but ooh woo off at the moon.
Well, that's weird. Okay.
It's just one.
In what direction?
So deeper into the forest.
Okay. My want to stay out of the woods feels very founded. Okay. Fantastic.
Feels very valid. Good job.
Good job. Look at you guys avoiding things. Avoiding bullshit. Navi, Sakura.
My turn.
It is
17.
17. Oh.
That feels a lot better than 13.
But it's a 19 if they're traps.
No, they're 19 if it's shiny things. I
Oh,
really
okay, so-
like shiny things.
You do not see anything.
Okay. Near the end of my watch, I'll start getting breakfast ready for everyone.
Good. Good, you should do that.
I don't like that tone. I'm
I was gonna
scared
say,
now.
you didn't see anything, but that doesn't mean nothing was there.
That doesn't mean nothing saw you.
Ah!
One second, let me make a note.
Such a mental terrorist, and I don't like it.
Let me make a note of that.
Make a note of that, she says. Hit you all with it when you're least expecting it, she will. This is despair, Yoda.
Good. I rolled
Wait.
good.
I forgot the obvious thing.
This is 6 years of post-traumatic stress disorder of D&D with Pop-Tart. And she's the nice one. Husbando is so much worse.
Oh my god.
Don't tell me
I've
that
never
when
had
he...
anyone make me sad over the phrase dickard.
Don't tell me that, because when he comes back, we're supposed to be playing the game under
Right?
him, too.
Oh, you are so screwed.
He's running Rising
yeah.
North Dress. It's
Yeah.
me, Neffy, Spelzy, and his little brother.
Yeah, we're all three of us are fucked. We're fucked.
And they're squishy.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm the tank.
High numbers in Constitution and BAB. That's how you survive a MAC campaign. And that's
I'm a
if you're lucky.
I'm a war priest.
That's a
Or-
3/4 BAB. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, the two options I have are 3/4. So, but both of them are 3/4 BAB. They both have the same shit basically. Because I'm either doing that or I'm doing the strength vigilante.
If you go the avenging type, he gets a 1 BAB.
True.
Or she. Yeah. So,
Oh,
something to
she.
think about.
But yeah, Bard, probably a sorcerer, and then little bro wants to be Raoul, the assassin.
I mean,
I think he's going to be good at it level 1.
be.
He's gonna get a rude awakening.
I thought I was a good sorcerer at level 1 too, so it is what it is.
Yeah, but he thinks he's going to be like, at current, he thinks he's going to be a masterful, skilled assassin. Level 1.
Till he rolls that acrobatics check and the wolf trips him and eats.
And I am delighted. I'm going, oh, you're level 1, bro. You have no idea. Anyway, so yeah, you didn't see anything. I've made the note. It is all written down as necessary. Everything I need to know about it. So, you make breakfast. Is it delicious? What do you make?
I would imagine that it's like some sort of bacon with the pork, and using the grease to like flavor the oatmeal a bit, just because I learned that from Lana last. Dice up some herbs to make it like a savory porridge in the morning.
What all do we have packed with us in terms of food? Jesus Christ, am I at the Holiday Inn Express? Let's go.
They killed 3 boars.
Yeah.
Like the
all
session
right.
before you came
Yeah,
in. So they got like
we
they
got a
got
lot
like
of meat.
300 pounds of boar meat.
Oh, was that the big boar's lair? Is that what's marked on the map?
No, that wasn't. That was just a random encounter.
Yep.
Fun.
That was the one where Myeen almost died.
Yep.
Dope. Okay, well, cool. Slave, for your awareness, I rolled a nat 1 to cook breakfast, so be glad I wasn't cooking today.
I'm happy.
Otherwise, you would have had snow soup.
We're hydrated.
We're so hydrated. Because I totally think that would have been your excuses. You know, that out on the ocean, it's very easy to get dehydrated with all that salt water around you. Around here, we have fresh water. It's called snow.
I managed to melt it.
You managed to burn it. So the nat one,
you
burn
burnt snow water.
Takes talent to burn snow.
Apparently, it takes a nat 1. But luckily, someone else was cooking the boar bacon. So there's delicious meat smells instead.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
There you go. So you all eat heartily of big pig.
All right, day 2 in the hex. Let's get to it.
Perception checks.
Perception.
21.
Nice.
God damn.
He's perceptive.
I am
Oh,
not.
That was cat.
I'm pretty good at it.
God.
I see your 21 and I give you a 23, bitch.
Shit.
I rolled a 17 on the die.
Hey, I did too.
I'm so proud of you.
So
this
what'd
is
you
gonna go
get,
downhill.
Spelzy? You
Got
said
17 on the die. Yeah.
So an 18? Is that your perception? Is that what we got going on now?
No. It's a plus. I have a 3.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
19.
That's plus 2. Plus 3 would be 20.
20. Yeah, no, math is not working for me today. To be fair, I did just
Clear math is
I
bad.
literally had to count on my fingers like 3 times to make sure my math is even correct today.
Said Ben, we're all clear. Like, math bad.
That's why I roll in roll 20,
This is
so
why
I don't
I'm
have to do math.
This is why I'm an artist and not someone who has to deal with math for a job.
Well, I'm a
Why
financial
I'm
advisor. I don't have a
I'm
choice.
dating the math nerd.
I mean, yeah, me too.
I don't have to.
Yeah, me too. I don't have to.
He's really quick at math too.
Sure.
God.
Which I'm gonna put another thing down, cut. Because as you're going along, it's later in the day. We're just gonna say for the sake of this argument that you're kind of going like again, kind of a zigzaggy even through the hex, and so you're headed south in this particular hex towards the tree line.
Oh yay. Oh.
Because why not?
Yeah.
And with that, you Slate notice something because you're a high roller, so you get to see the thing first.
Woo.
Kind of right in the tree line, not very deep at all. You see bushes, berry bushes specifically. Noticeable primarily because their berries are white. And as you get closer, they look remarkably like raspberries. They have the same kind of little, for lack of a better term, bubble structure that raspberries do, with all the little tiny bits, but they are bright white. So quite striking against the dark green of their leaves.
Snowberry?
And they're not like a lot of them, but it's kind of a few small, remaining ones.
Does a 20 knowledge nature do anything here?
I was actually gonna call Grokon over. I'd be like, hey Grokon, you see what these are?
Yes, actually, that does. You realize that, they are, basically they're just albino raspberries.
Oh.
They're a variety of wild raspberry, in the same way that wild strawberries tend to be shorter and maybe a slightly different color. Same idea. And so there's enough for all of you to partake it for the evening.
Cool. So I know they're edible.
Yes, they are totally safe. They are just wild raspberries. They just happen to be kind of that whitish, yellow-white color.
Maybe you can use them to improve your cooking.
I was thinking they could go in grits and oatmeal. This would be fantastic.
I mean, if
Berries
you
gonna
want
burn
to
raspberry.
give them to me, I could use them in the morning.
Fantastic. So I'll forage. Why not?
There you go.
21 survival to forage.
Yeah. Oh, give me a second. I've got a phone call. But yes, there's just enough of them for basically each of you to have a small serving in a meal. So a treat.
Yeah, I'm wasting all these high rolls outside of combat, guys. That's another 18 on the
Talk
die.
amongst
know.
yourselves.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Well, at least we found something to add in to, help with the food as well.
well, when we find things like the wild celadine and these raspberries, like, we already think that this has farming potential, but we're seeing wild stuff that's growing already. If cultivated, you can end up with a...
We could have food all year round.
Right, we could have a very successful agricultural setting in this region.
I thought it may have been an important call, but luckily it was not. So. Anyway.
Fantastic.
Yes, because I don't want to deal with anything important right now. I'm streaming. This is the important.
Yay, we're important!
I am the important.
Whoa.
I am the clout.
I am a drama. I'm in love. Love those. I love Gwendolyn. Anyway, so once more unto the evening breach. Same order? Different order?
Oh, do we need to forage for food?
Oh, but between several pounds of meat and raspberries, I think you might be good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I still rolled a 19.
If you
so,
want to
like,
forage, you may. I'm
I'm
not going to
trying to
stop
not.
you.
I'm trying to not eat into our rations unnecessarily.
Right.
So.
So yes, with a
Yeah.
19, you're able to find. You're certainly able to find enough to supplement with the meat,
Perfect.
because the meat must be used.
Right.
All right. First, slate.
A 13.
13, you say? Let's see what you do or do not see. Oh, good. I see what you do or do not see.
I like how my perception checks during the day. So good, you know, they're up there.
And then
Like,
nighttime.
Night? Nah.
Nah, bruh.
Shit.
Let's find out. Do they see? Let's see. Very well. You do not notice anything in particular. Though when you do get up to, change shift, essentially, you rub the back of your head and you realize part of your hair has been braided. Just like one little, spot.
It's the fairies, I tell you. Fairies!
I'm just not gonna say anything about it and just kind of like run my hair through to make it go away and not like say anything about it. Be like, that's not creepy at all.
Small. It's a little bird. With wee little fingers.
A little finger. Alright, my turn.
Alright. Elsie!
Yep.
Time to shine. It's kind of fun.
Ooh.
I got a 15.
15, that's not bad at all.
No, it's not.
Optimistically said.
That's right.
Deeper into the woods, you hear very quiet footsteps. A few of them.
We're near the wood.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, they're coming from within the woods. And with your night vision, luckily, because haha, tiefling brat,
Yeah.
you actually see a familiar sight. You recognize these wolves.
Oh.
The same group.
Mm-hmm.
They watch you warily, but they do not come any closer. And after a few minutes, they turn and leave.
Cool. Well, I was gonna leave him alone anyway. Be like, you don't mess with me, I don't mess with you.
They noticed you, like knew you though.
Mm.
It's a little odd.
Oh,
Grokon!
The only thing I would have done before I went to bed was check all my shit, because that's
Yeah, nothing else was touched. It was literally just the ring.
It was only your hair.
as a precaution, because the fact that I didn't see anything, even if it's
19.
still.
That means the
Yeah.
fairies like you.
Yeah.
They scared the fuck out of Kanda the first time.
Yeah, she thought they were dead children.
Yeah, because it was like a child laugh. I'm like, oh,
She
hell
didn't
no.
see anything. They're deep in this glittering wooded snows, and she just hears
Yeah,
off in the distance. She's like, nope, fuck that shit.
Fair.
this is
Yeah,
ghosts.
Go. Ghost.
Ghost. Ghost.
Grokon.
Damn it!
Oh god.
19.
Sorry about
19. Quite a ways away, as in out of eyesight. Certainly, but not out of earshot. You hear the distant. It's almost like a roll of thunder, like a steady beat of thunder, or maybe drums.
Does it?
Nothing's fake.
Does it? So like, hold.
Mhm.
Can I roll a perform check to like understand the acoustics, or is it a knowledge check? Like what? Because like I've been through the hold of Belkson, so I've
Right.
heard drums.
Right.
So like, what does it sound like? Orcish drums, or does
No.
it sound like oh man, like what the fuck could it be other than something ginormous walking along the
Just
ground?
in passing, you're familiar enough to know that these are not like orcish drums or even any drums you've heard before. There's a rumbling depth to it that makes you think that no, this feels more like some of the great war animals that certain tribes would ride.
That like the mammoth lords would ride.
Right. It has that same kind of acoustic to it. That big, large creature.
Like large padded foot. I got it. Okay. Alright. Well, that's unnerving. Okay.
But you can hear, it's deep
right.
in the woods from here. You're getting like the echo of it, but it's not nearby.
Again, why? This is why you stay out of the woods in winter. It's just...
Oh.
It's fucking terrifying. Anyways, so I will keep my eyes peeled that direction. And then rolling, I don't know, would it be like a knowledge nature check to judge location based on stars and direction that we're traveling?
Fly with that.
All right, a 23, just to make sure that I know like our bearing and we're not moving in a direction.
They're definitely moving the opposite direction of you.
Yeah, not so much that creature, but like just the way we're moving back and forth across the plain. Like, am I keeping a good awareness of direction?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the 23, not a problem.
Cool. Then I will settle back down into the bench of the wagon and wait until it's time to awaken Sakura.
Very well. Sakura, it is your turn.
I have a question.
Yeah. I have an
Does-
answer.
Rokan mention anything about the drums in the woods?
Yeah, so when I wake you up, I'll let you know, like, I heard something large moving away from us deep into the woods. But because of the snow on the ground, sound vibrations can move much further distances and still be heard.
You see
Because it's not being muffled by the earth.
You see the color kind of drain from her face a bit? Oh dear. Did you said they sounded like drums?
No, they sound like large footfalls. Like a leather boot on the floor upstairs, except on the same level you are.
They may have been trolls. I've heard them
Oh,
before.
good. Okay. Is that a knowledge local or dungeoneering check?
I believe that's still actually a nature. if I recall.
Okay, how about a 20?
Give me 1 second to double check this, but I believe that is. Yeah, it's a nature.
Okay,
So-
then a 20. What do I know about trolls?
They don't like fire because they can regenerate, and fire makes them not do that so good.
Oh, fuck, that's right. Okay, good. Yeah, go. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I had a character
Cool.
almost died of trolls. I hate fucking trolls.
Yeah. And you're now
They're
finding out this is
barbarian.
the second time this group has heard them.
Oh yeah, I remember those trolls, Cece. I remember those.
Yeah. That troll almost killed my barbarian. I was really pissed.
Oh, was that the session I wasn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at that note, Jake is going to eat pizza.
Alright, I will roll perception.
Kind of pizza.
What do I not see?
Pepperoni and black olives.
What do you not
It's really
see?
nothing
Ew,
special.
olives, gross.
With a nat 2025.
God damn.
What? With a nat 20?
Yeah.
She is-
25.
Okay. I thought you said, what do I not see? So I was like,
Yeah, well, I'm expecting
It's
not to
dark
see
item.
anything.
you do actually see something.
And remember, you're also a tiefling. You have dark vision.
I'm just saying, my run of luck is normally I don't see anything on my watches.
No,
No, apparently things see me.
They do see you. One moment to double check this. Just to make sure. Oh, where are you, friend? Yes, there we go. You see someone kind of off in the distance, but actually on the opposite of the tree line. So the other direction, towards the plains part. Wow. You see what appears to be a bulky figure carrying a lantern.
Does it appear to be coming our way, or like just on the horizon walking?
Parallel horizon. And with that net 20, you hear a voice, and you finally identify. Here, Scruffles. Where'd you go, girl? Motherfucker.
It doesn't sound like a voice I know, but it's looking for something.
Actually, it does sound like a voice, you know. I can't do it right now because my throat hurt.
Ed?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. It's Ed!
Sakura will kind of get to her feet. Ed?
You're like pause and then turn towards you, and it's almost vaguely horror movie because of the moonlight and the snow that you just kind of see this like lumpy figure with a lantern. Through the slushy snow. And you see a familiar, cheerful, dwarven face.
I mean, when
And I'm
she
sorry.
hollers, do the rest of us wake up?
I mean, I would assume so.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Connor's gonna be. It's gonna groan, but she's not gonna open her eyeballs. She stayed asleep.
Grokon will sit up in a rush. Like, loud noises just occurred while he was sleeping.
Yeah.
And he
And you
immediately
see-
grabs for his weapon.
Yeah, and you see Sakura looking at a figure that with a lantern that is oncoming, like trudging through the snow. It's got just a
She
shapeless.
does have a
form.
pleasant, like, excited look on her face, like.
Yep, because that's what I'm looking at right now.
Totally.
There's an incoming threat with a lantern. So, like, seeing that Kana's not getting up, Grokon will kick her.
Alright, Connor's gonna be
does
pissed
Sakura-
off because you woke her ass up and she's gonna attempt to punch you.
Does Sakura
It's
notice
gone.
people stirring behind her?
Being like right after you call, like in the 6 seconds
Oh.
after you call. So
It's okay, it's okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to wake anybody. It's okay.
Connor's so
Grokon will look at you.
Connor's still gonna punch Grokon because of that.
Well, roll your attack check. Let's go.
Okay. Hey, nat 20.
Okay, roll to confirm.
Okay. 17 on the die.
Okay, roll your non-lethal damage.
Okay.
This is late right now. I threw a gif in the Discord. As he just watches this happen.
That would be like 6. 20 punch. 6.
You rolled a 1d3 plus 3. Is that how that works there?
Oh. 20. Huh?
So
You mean the
unarmed
D4?
unless you have improved unarmed strike, your punches do 1d3 damage plus
Alright,
strength.
hold on. I've looked at the wrong fucking thing.
do barbarian,
Hmm.
not brawler.
I forgot to fucking switch it again.
Yeah, that's what it is because she had brawler.
Yeah,
Got
I
it.
still have brawler stuff set up.
But
I forgot to do it
barbarian
last
was not.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then it was just the one.
So just point non-lethal then?
Yeah,
Okay.
which makes sense. She's
Cool.
groggy and cranky now because she got woken up.
Oh my god. I just thought about the fact that Grokon and Slate are fucking Thor and Loki from Marvel. Straight up are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the gif with the two of them and I was like, oh my god, this is so true.
And including, I suppose, well, you know, there was this one time where
Yes.
it's a snake. And, you know, he gave me a snake, and you know, I love snakes.
Man, I can't wait till we can go to a bar and drink, because it'll totally be another kind of day. That's hilarious.
Yeah, let's do get help. Yes.
We are not doing good help.
Come on, you love it. I hate
It's,
get help.
it's humiliating.
Someone please help!
My brother is
that's how-
injured.
And that's how they met.
It works.
See it now. Anyway,
This bromance just got awesome.
so in the 6 seconds, Sakura goes, Ed! Ed goes, ah! You go, ah! Kick. She goes, ah! Punch. Slate goes,
That feels
so that's
accurate.
round 1. Comedy of errors begins.
So massaging his jaw as Sakura says that everything is okay, he just looks at her like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then Kana's gonna look over to Grokon and be like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, you said I wouldn't have to nudge you to get in front of threats.
I'm fucking asleep.
And there's a random dude running up. And he'll point at the guy with the lantern.
Not random. He's a friend of ours.
Well, Jesus,
Maybe I
Caden
should
flippin' Christ.
Christ doesn't exist.
Caden flippin' Kayleen. What in the hell?
We're gonna swear in my campaign. Do it correctly.
I'm sorry. I saw Ed. He looks like he's looking for something. I just tried to call him over. I didn't mean to wake anybody. I'm used to, and she points at Kana, people being harder to raise than a call out like that.
Family.
And at that, he'll turn and look at Con and be like, all right, my bad, but Jesus, like, next time, call it out before you're going to cold cock it. And he'll roll back over and go back to sleep.
Sorry. I'll make it up.
Tell Ed to
Just
say
stop-
hi, and
just
she's
stop
just gonna
talking.
lay back down.
Idea any of this has happened.
Ed. Hi.
I cannot do his voice. I'm so sorry.
It's
but
okay.
because my throat is very sore today. Well, what are you lot doing out here in the woods? Not the wood, almost the woods.
The plains.
We're trying to map
Plains.
out the area a bit better. Doing a better
Honest- You all
job.
started on your homework.
Yeah, we have some new friends. Ami and
Big and lanky.
yeah.
Nice.
It's Grokon and Slate. Seren
Big
and
and lanky, got it.
she kind of settles down by the fire a bit. Seren and Ami have seemingly returned home. Myeen has been called away, but he'll be returning back to us, I hope. I really hope. I gave him money, so he at least has to come back to give me that.
Any gentleman would give back change.
It's a thing. Everything happened really, really fast, and it wasn't really good. But you... What about you? You seem to be looking for someone or something?
Oh, Ruffles. Yeah, she's my little furry companion. I think she went out hunting for field mice in the snow, and I would like to get a move on, but I ain't leaving without her. If you happen to see a small fuzzy terror, and he holds out his hands, and like what he's holding out, he's describing small. And this is not a size category thing, but not small.
I haven't seen anything. How long has it been missing? I mean, when we met you on
Oh,
the...
she moves real quiet.
But I mean, like, was it at the fort at all, or?
Oh no, she was wandering. She does that.
Oh, okay. So what exactly is she?
Oh, she's a cat.
Oh,
Just if you see something wander around, it looks like I took my beard off and it went out and craved violence. That's her.
Hearing that, Grokon rolls over and looks at Kana, rolls back over.
Ed, is your Scruffy? She wouldn't attack us, would she? 'Cause
What? Would she attack you? No. I mean, she might, go after your toes a little under a blanket, but, that's why you wear boots in bed. You can always leave your boots on.
As a person who's
She-
been attacked by a cat with toes,
she gets a weird look on her face, and like tries to wave it off, like.
Did in birds and small critter and vermin and stuff. I mean, she probably could take down something bigger. But I kind of spoil her.
What does she look like? You said a cat, but
If you just imagine, like, if you could magically just remove my beard from my face and leave me smooth as a baby's ass, and add a tail, and then give it a craving for violence and belly rubs.
Entirely Conda says my time. Yeah.
So it's a dark brown critter. Got it.
For, like, outside reference, he's basically describing a Norwegian forest cat.
Good fluffy baby.
Yeah, big fluffy snow baby.
Yeah. Oh, he's so gonna be cute.
But yeah, if you happen to see her, just let her know that I'm looking for her. She's pretty clever. If you just, say Ed's looking for you. Snackies. She'll get the message. She's a good void.
I will keep an eye out.
Good boy.
Well, kind of claps you on the back in his friendly Ed kind of way. I'm gonna head back to my own camp. I think I wandered off a bit. Y'all enjoy your morning? Yeah.
Close enough to morning.
And, yeah, it's still dark, but it's morning, whatever. And don't get lost, don't get eaten, don't get dead. That sort of thing.
I'm trying very hard to avoid those.
Well, good. They're like the best things to avoid. That and ex-wives. Anyway, he stands up, brushes the snow off his butt. But you realize his butt is about, is pretty close to the ground anyway. Alright, anyway.
Be
See
safe
y'all
out there,
around.
Ed.
And just wanders back off the way he came. We love Ed.
I do. I'll give him a hug before he leaves, though.
Well, I imagine, like, as he's leaving, you just, like, grab him from behind. He's like, oh, this is nice.
Be safe, Ed, please.
I will do all of those things that I recommend you did. Well, I will not do those things I recommended you also didn't do.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. All right.
I forget he's touch-starved. He needs hugs.
But with that departure, I think it's a good time to take our break because it's 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We're a bit long for break.
Weird.
So let's say we'll take 10 minutes, come back at like 5-ish past. If you
Okay.
need a couple more minutes, not a big deal, 5 to 10. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Check out our ARL, check out our postcard. See y'all soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'm munching on Oreos.
Lucky, I want Rice Krispie treats.
Fuck me.
I'm just dying from the fact that
Again, not my type, man. You sound nice, just not my type.
Yeah, Rice Krispie treats. Fuck you.
And one of the players just like, sorry man, you're not my type. I don't think he heard me. No, he didn't hear me. I'll tell him later when he's not.
To say he's perhaps a little oblivious to everything going on around him right now.
Yeah, he's playing League.
Uh-huh.
That'll do that.
Yep.
That'll definitely make
We can tell by the fact that he's the new Luppy in the background.
Yep.
Luppy, oddly enough, is sleeping at the moment.
I can't help it because we're in the same room.
Yeah,
Maybe. He just popped up on Steam saying Stream Avatars. But that's running in the background on this computer.
Welcome back. Are we live?
Yeah.
Welcome back.
High-end production value here, everybody. High-end production.
Professional streamers!
Yeah, we're professional.
Oh, Pash. Executive. Oh, husband just saw the postcard. He says, lol.
Slave puts the bro and professional.
Yes, we're executive professionals here. Anyway, so after that heartwarming reunion, and apparently, according to Husbando, the description of Scruffles, the anti-hero, we move on.
Yes.
Once more, breakfast. Delicious.
Sakura's
Has
gonna make...
raspberries.
Yeah. Sakura is going to crush up some of the raspberries so it kind of makes like a juice to go in the porridge. And then she's going to chop up, when they're done, some raw ones just to mix in to be chunky and different texture. And then a few just on top for garnish.
She does that. It is delicious.
Oh man, Grokon, you need skills.
I finally rolled a half-decent cooking check. I rolled a 17 this time.
The one
it would have been edible for the first time in a week.
Your snow soup would have had flavor.
Oh, wow.
Well seasoned snow soup.
I remembered to salt it and add lemon juice this time.
Wait, I think you just need to go to soccer for some cooking lessons.
Scallop, pepper, a little garlic, you know.
I need no lessons. I'm an expert chef.
Are you really though? Are you?
Hey, perception is 9/10 of the truth, and confidence is the other 10. So, yes.
I know, it's all works, but okay.
So,
Squeaking. Or creaking.
It's Jacofer that keeps squeaking.
Okay.
I was wondering.
Keyboard there.
I think it's like your table or
Fine.
something. Like every time when it shakes.
So I was just like, is someone clicking enthusiastically?
I thought you were just like playing with your dice on the table.
Alright, that's why I was.
No, it's fine. Now that I know what it is, it's fine. But yeah, I was just like, is someone squeaking enthusiastically? Is something going on behind Celisty's screen I shouldn't know? Oh wait, she's muted, so it's not her.
Well, my floorboards are overly squeaky where I'm sitting too, unfortunately. The place I live has a disastrously designed floor system. There are like 7 boards that don't reach the next joist. So there are places where I can potentially fall through the floor, which is highly entertaining. When you weigh 250, it's a disastrous possibility.
Were they high when they built that?
I have no idea.
I mean, if it was
the
made in...
workmanship is quite shoddy.
I was gonna say, if it was made in the 80s like our house is, probably.
I don't know if it goes back that far. I mean, they've been renovated within the last decade, but like they've refused to pull up the entire flooring system and redo it, even though it needs it. So, fun facts. Anyways, continuing on, breakfast is delicious. We move on to the final third of the hex.
Yeah.
Prepared for the fact that you're about to actually officially explore your first hex, and it's only been like 2 months worth of sessions. 3, 2, somewhere in there.
This would be our 10th episode?
So yeah, 2.5 months, and you're finally exploring a hex.
Gotta do perception.
With lots of good story in between.
So much good story, but also huzzah.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I love y'all, but oh, thank God.
Nat 20 for 26.
I got a 21.
I have a 19.
And I got a 17.
Look at y'all noticing thing.
I got 21.
21.
21.
Oh, that's what I was doing before. One moment, please. Because I wanted to put a raspberry on that hex. That way I remember there's a raspberry. There are no fucking raspberries in the library.
Nice.
No, it is not nice, actually. Fuck it, it's fine. We'll come. Fruit! Are there fruit? Sure, that'll work.
I appreciate Husbando's post in our Discord chat.
Heimdall.
Yeah. These Thor references are very strong.
I love it. It's the person who follows.
I mean, Myeen as Heimdall is a very fitting. I mean, he's an oracle. That makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, true.
I like it lots.
But I will say there's a little bit of hell in him. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
We're allowing slight fusions. There's a dash of hell up in there. Mostly the fabulous. Anyway. Grandmama, it's me. So, third day in Hex. Third day Hex. That's what I was doing. I was rolling a die so I could find out what's in the Hex. And that way you guys can find out. Roll a die. What the fuck is that?
A die.
I already did that one!
Roll again. Hit the DM.
I know.
Or we find nothing.
But I know.
It's a very angry roll.
It was.
Fucking nothing! No, seriously, there's just not that many things to roll, so you don't... Nothing of note today.
Dang.
Fantastic.
Squando not only likes it, he wants to know what other locations Myeen is going to visit, and demands I make it more ridiculous and mythical each week. Oh, he's gonna be wearing... It's definitely gonna be a week where he's, like, visiting a Paris cafe, but he's gonna be in one of those, like, robes that's, like, just sheer with, like, the giant feather sleeves.
The wife that's going to plan to murder their husband robe.
Yeah, the widow robe.
Yeah, the widow robe.
For sure, that's
Oh my
happening.
God, yes.
Absolutely. He's gonna be in a Broadway production at some point. It's not my fault. Anyway, he has demanded this. I cannot refuse. It's his character. He gets to decide. Anyway, I'm being the executor of his will. Ski resort volcano in space in Doctor Strange's library. Anyway, no, but now that we've done the comparison, I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm not gonna tell him. So, haha, when you watch this back later, honey, you're gonna get surprised. I'm gonna replace Heimdall's face at some point with his, because it has to happen now.
Yes!
It has to happen. I think that needs to be like, yeah, absolutely gonna do Heimdall at some point.
That'd be like the second to last week that he's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Is like either the fifth week or next week. Like last week, that will do Heimdall. Gonna happen. But I'm not gonna tell him. He's just gonna find out when it happens.
He's so desperate to be included right now.
He really is.
Yeah, right?
Pookie. I see you, but you're far away. That's because you don't have your glasses on, dear. Anyway. But, anyway, so. But nothing worth terribly noting today. It's snow. There's snow.
We don't find anything.
Positive.
So we can talk today as we walk.
Yes.
True,
Yes.
good.
You find each other.
I don't know why, but the sound of that just
So-
didn't work for me.
Excellent.
So as we're riding through the snow and all, Sakura will have the horse kind of trail back a bit so that she's riding alongside of the carriage.
Wagon.
Wagon, yeah.
It's a wagon.
I'm sorry. I consider a wagon something that doesn't have a seat in front of it. So.
Then consider this the dragon wagon.
That's what it's gonna be called now.
But she'll drop back so that she's talking to the boys. Or to the people that's riding and not riding.
Dragon wagon.
They're driving the dragon wagon.
Yes.
I am on horseback.
Oh, you're on
That
horseback?
is
Near the
correct.
wagon. Yeah, I did.
That is
I did
correct.
Oh,
ride.
okay. I thought you were still
I
in
am-
the.
No,
I am the
decided
only.
to
I am
take a
the
horse.
only one on the wagon.
But I'm near the wagon because me and Grokon probably talk.
So. Tell me more about yourselves. Like, know that you came in with the caravan, but I feel like we know so little about you.
Well, I hail from the iron-bound archipelago in the land of the Linholm Kings in the kingdom of White Estridge, as you heard the other night around the fire. I have traveled east to try to rediscover our lost colonies in the lands of Iberia to the east, to the northeast from here. What do you want to know? Sailed on wolf ships for 6 years before setting out on a journey across the continent. What do you want to know?
About you. I mean, like. Do you have any allergies to certain foods or
Magical
anything
ones
that
too.
anything that we should
Sakura, I'm not judging you, but I just said I traveled across the continent, and you asked me about food allergies. No, I haven't
Kana-
discovered anything that makes me puffy.
Kana
I've eaten
pipes
shell-
up. Kana pipes up saying, meaning more to magical allergies.
Not necessarily
Ah.
that, because I do handle a lot of the cooking, and I want to make
No,
sure that.
I mean magical, because I don't want to have another Myeen accident.
He knowledge arcana check to try and understand what the hell that means. He's very confused by magical accident. So at 13,
I will
Knowledge
also take
Arcana?
part in this as well.
because that is very weird.
Meanwhile,
magical
Sakura's
allergies.
kind of glaring daggers. at
okay.
sister.
Let's just say that one of the other people that we were with may have hurt Myeen accidentally. And that's all I'm going to say. When he comes back, you can ask him.
I mean, like,
That's not
Fireball.
ominous at all.
I rolled a 27.
fireballs burn and the frost breath of an ice wolf freezes
It is not our place.
and cure light wounds heals. Like, what do you? I'm confused.
It is.
What do you mean by magical allergies?
In a sense, can you be healed with normal healing spells?
That's what healing spells
Kana!
do.
Again,
Kana!
talk to Myeen when he comes back.
With a 26, I believe you said he's 27.
One above.
Yeah, I'm above a 25. So let's be real here.
Yeah.
And with what she just said just now about the whole healing thing. You are aware there are certain races, for instance, that like Dampiers, that general curing magic and healing magics would harm rather than help. You are aware that there are certain Fae don't like cold iron, lycanthropes might not like silver, that sort of thing, where like there are more magical based allergies, and it does seem they're implying something of that nature, where something that is mundane in the sense of like magically speaking. Something that's common may hurt Myeen. You're just not sure in what direction they're implying.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair.
It is not our place to discuss other people's.
I still just wanted to get to the point instead of beating around the bush, okay?
I'm
If-
not.
When Myeen comes back, he can explain if he wants to. But I was just asking for their sake so we don't have that another situation again.
Grokon is just
Excuse
looking over
me?
at Slate like, the fuck is going on right now?
When Myeen looks at him, he's sitting there. He's
You mean
got
Grokon?
Or Grokon. Sorry. I wrote Myeen's name down in my notebook. When Grokon looks at him, he sees a book sitting between his lap and he's writing shit down. It's like,
Which Sakura is keeping mind of not that specifically, but the fact that you take notes, and these are complete strangers that will just kind of even slightly airing out Myeen's secrets. We don't know if they can figure it out.
that's true.
And I wasn't trying to go along that aspect.
Well,
I was literally
honestly,
just trying to
anyway.
find out, like, what type of foods and stuff that they like.
Well, yeah, see, that happened last time with Myeen, and we had a very bad thing happen. Trying to prevent that. Okay?
He was allergic to peppers, you guys.
That's concerning.
Hence-
that we like
hence-
spice then. Alright?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Sakura will clear her throat again and give her sister a look that means you need to stop now. It's not our place to discuss what other people have told us in confidence.
I mean, it's at least good for, well, and he kind of gestures between him and Grokon, like, for us to know, so we don't do something.
I understand that, and
And
now
I get not wanting
And then
to give that information out,
that's when Kana just like gestures to Slate.
but we don't know when he will be back. And at least we know. You don't have to tell us what it is. Or what
That's
it
why I
is,
said it the way I did, sister.
But
Mhm.
it's good for us to know, so we know ahead of time. So we don't, get into a combat with Myeen and shit goes sideways.
oh no, when Myeen would have come back, I would have made sure that he would have been the one to tell you, and he should have been the one to tell you, and that
He
wasn't
still
the type-
technically can, okay?
At this point, Grokon slurps up drool that has started to drip out of the side of his mouth. And it's like, what? Okay, alright, I'm here. And he just, kicks the reins and urges Yuri the horse forward as we keep trotting along on our exploration.
I just legitimately wanted to know, what type of food people want.
Well, I'm pretty sure.
Because out here in this wilderness, we have access to all of the supplies we could ever want.
I'm pretty sure.
No, but if you preferred sweeter things, just more savory things, I could cater from time to time to that. I like to make sure that people are comfortable. As best as I can manage. And it's a way to get to know you better. It's like the equivalent of, for me, of asking somebody, well, the weather's nice today.
I'm pretty
For
sure
me,
if
I
any
Well,
of us-
connect
sure
with
if any
cooking.
of us were allergic to anything, Grokon could have already figured it out by now.
Yeah.
By using
yeah,
exclusively and explicitly that one in the worst ways possible.
I have an exquisite style of cooking, and I eat everything that I cook. So I mean, throw it down. Let's do it. I'll eat it. You name it.
My brain.
Very well.
died.
Anyway, tell me about you. Where are you from?
The grasslands.
You're from the Grasslands. Oh, like the captain of the guard. And Myeen. What? Okay, cool. Like, do you all come from the same place? Did you know each other before you came down here?
No. Though I do have many questions to ask him when he returns, but didn't know how much he wanted to share in the company of so many. But
So, go ahead.
we come from different sides of the wall, so to say. Me and my sister, well, I wouldn't say that we were far off bad. Our father's a merchant and bodyguard. He offers his services mostly to merchant caravans that travel around the same routes as him. And he makes decent money for himself, but not in the same category as the noble. And though
Okay.
Myeen doesn't hold his station above us at all, it didn't provide us much time to know him beforehand.
Okay. I mean, you know, not to play it down at all, but like most of us aren't nobles, so it's not all that uncommon.
No, but
So like Keston's last name is Garess. Like the man is in the family. Were like you all aware of him before he showed up randomly?
I mean only by name. We didn't travel in similar circles. To be quite honest, I didn't leave the house very much. There was too much work to be done. The only times that I normally would leave would be to go to the markets, and you don't really run into the nobles in a commoner's market.
He'll flip his gaze over to Kana and be like, "So you don't look like the type that stayed in the house all the time. What's
What
the
gave you
story?
what that away?
You don't learn to swing that billy club by staying in the house, so it's a little too big for indoors."
Well, I guess I was a rambunctious kid that she had to deal with. And when I became a teenager, I went under an apprenticeship, earned some money, and on the side, when I had enough of my apprenticeship, I took up fighting.
Okay, all right. What was your apprenticeship in?
From a courtesan.
That slightly gets Slate's attention.
Gro kind of look over at Slade like, okay.
It put bread on the table.
Hey, port cities are great. No judgments here. So, okay. Interesting.
I'll have to show you a photo sometime of what I looked like, fully dressed up.
Well, you all may not have been nobles, but to have a portrait taken or done, that is, that's pretty cool. Like, is the bifurcation of classes in Brevwood such that there is a merchant class above the laboring class?
I, as a player, do not know that.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
I got a $15 local.
Yeah, because Brevoy is a huge trade hub. Generally, basically, there will be merchant families, and they are usually sponsored into that class via the noble families.
Ah, okay.
So like House Gress, for instance, has a lot of essentially, if you're a dwarven noble of any variety, you're probably from Gress lands. Because they had the stuff with the Gulishkin dwarves who disappeared.
Got it.
you know, if you're up north where Port Ice is and the Zertovas are, you've probably been, if you're a merchant who works on the seas or any sort of thing that comes via the seas, generally you're going to be a Zertovan sponsored family, essentially. So a lot of those vassal families and stuff are via merchant works.
And there you go for reference there, Jacober.
Sweet.
It's in general chat.
I saw it.
Yep.
I wrote down the courtesan thing as well. I've got notes on everybody at this point. In one way or another, so I added that to my note.
As her sister kind of talks, Sakura will end up trailing behind a little bit more than normal. Like where she was keeping up with the carriage or the wagon to be like at level with Grokon. She's probably near the tail end of it now. Looking more sheepish than anything else.
Cool, cool. So was that, I'm sorry, Spellsy, I missed something there. Was the courtesan thing your apprenticeship?
Yeah. She was under the apprenticeship of a very prominent courtesan where they're from.
So Grokon will like chuckle to himself. He'll be like, Beauty and a Beast. All right.
She'll kind of chuckle. I was just like, yeah. What do you think about it that way? Yeah.
Well, okay. Like, when did you? And he's curious now, genuinely curious. Like, when did you start training with that kind of weapon? I mean, that is such a large weapon that where I come from, the samurai class from Tian Shan don't even start training their guys with it until they're 15 or older and strong enough to wield it.
It was a gift, and I kind of taught myself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me, humor me, what did this person look like who gave you this weapon? Because if there's still contact in this part of the continent with the other side of the world, like, that might be a clue as to whether or not these colonies I'm searching for still exist.
Though I don't remember his name, because it's a few years. He gave it to me as a kind of as a congratulations, because he also knew I did fighting on the side. Because I had finished my apprenticeship up.
Okay. Huh. Intriguing. And that puts Grokon into like almost a very ponderous state, because his like primary goal, there's new data.
Nicely done. All right then. So, hours pass with casual conversation and ponderous thoughts and much note-taking because, excuse me?
Hello?
Hello?
I need to know.
I need to know.
I have a reason for the reason that he does it, but nobody knows yet, so.
Not even I.
Yeah, I need to send it to Pop-Tart.
Yes, you do.
We need to sit down and talk about his background anyway.
We do! That's a thing that should happen.
I keep wanting to put you on the spot and just be like, y'all should ask Slate his backstory.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
where he's
I
from.
have a bit of it, but it's not a...
complete.
sure. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to be nice and not kick that football in that direction.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Sweet.
Anyway. Next week. Good luck.
Oh yeah, no, I'm fully prepared. Neffy and Spelsy both know I ride on the seat of my pants when I come with stories. So I can pull something out of my ass. I don't know enough about the world because I haven't played in it in a while.
But, anyway, sorry. I was looking up photos for future Myeen things. I've already created next week's postcard. He's going to a ski resort. Anyway. And there is going to be absolutely one about the fact that he's the healer of the party, but, like, sexy.
You're gonna kill me?
Is this a Marvin Gaye
Yeah.
reference?
Not off the top of my head. I know who you're talking about. Not sure I'm getting the reference.
Is this sexual healing? The song?
Ooh, good point, good point. It could be. Wasn't what I had in mind, but nonetheless. Anyway. But, yes, no. Anyway. But evening comes. Dinner is prepared, food is consumed, and it's time for lunch. Let's roll those dice, folks.
I rolled a 19 survival to forage again, by the way, just so you're aware.
Good foraging.
Yes.
You find much wild things that are tasty.
I'm really trying to not eat into my 5 trail rations.
That is fine, my dude. So, first shift!
With the rations, is that for everybody or just for him?
So I have my own
Right.
that I packed for myself because that's what I had traveling with the caravan.
Mhm.
So, I'm not trying to steal from your guys' stuff.
I'm assuming that's just for him.
No, that I was updating my food stuff, so that's why I wanted to double check.
Yeah.
That's in
I
my
wasn't too
backpack,
worried
yeah,
about it, but...
Yeah, that's just my stuff. But any day that I fail to forage means I burn a trail ration. Right.
Alright, so first shift! You do not see shit.
Yeah, I'm not fucking surprised.
However,
Your hair's braided again.
Yeah, that's what I was.
it is not.
Oh, thank
But-
God.
But you do at some point put down your book temporarily. Because you're not always writing in it.
No. You're right.
And when you next pick it up and flip to the page you were on, there's a smiley face with googly eyes.
I'm adding a smiley face with googly eyes on my thing.
It's Captain Tusk Tooth, but like no tusks. Just for reference.
Yeah, no, that's exactly how I was drawing it without the tusks.
And it looks like it was drawn with a child. Or by a child. There we go.
Alright, I drew it on my notebook.
I am a little mad.
Why?
Because it feels like Tig and Pilavash are here but not saying hi. At least not to me.
When I pull up the book and look at it, I'm gonna be like, hello? And just kind of look around me and see if anything changes. But, like, I'm not saying it loud enough to try and wake people up. Just to put that out there.
Maybe you should think about leaving a note next to the smiley face in case they come back.
Well, that's why I'm gonna say hello first.
Once.
Oh, I didn't hear anything that Pop-Tart said.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yes.
It just
Okay.
cuts off every once in a while.
Okay. Yeah, my internet does that sometimes in the evenings. No, you don't hear any response.
Yeah, and then he would write next to the smiley face, who are you?
I will keep that in mind. Let me jot that down on my whiteboard of things.
See? It's in my notebook too. Sadly, my camera does not want to focus, but it's there.
Yeah, we can see it well enough. And I am just copying what you had. At least close enough. Let's... Newt. Big. There we go. Alright. I have it down. So that's what you get. Next!
I got a, I rolled a 17, but so it's like a 20.
Okay. With a 20.
Yays.
Let me see the map real quick. Where are you? Yeah, oh no, you'd be on the north side this time because you were going zigzaggy. So you do not see anything.
Oh man.
Oh no, not because you feel fairly confident there's nothing to see.
Yeah.
Okay, grilled con.
Your turn.
24.
24.
Nice.
Let's see what you do or do not see. Wrong tab. Tab. You do not see nothing. You feel confident.
Tab is the delicious soda that the Coca-Cola company has sadly discontinued.
And lastly, Sakura.
13.
You also do not see a thing.
That must be like the fourth 8 that I have rolled for perception tonight.
Okie
You
dokie.
really need one of these, so you don't have to rely on that electronic one.
Yeah, it is the fourth one that I've rolled. I've rolled 4 13s, a 17, and a 25. Oh, and a 19.
Where'd my pencil go? The fuck is this shit?
I do have real dice. I haven't used them in forever. And I don't like to do math.
It's hard.
It's
Okay.
being... I don't know.
I'm updating
I'd
my
clear it,
calendar
but I
to
have
all
a
of it.
sneaking suspicion that if I did, it's gonna reset a lot of good rolls that I'm about to have.
Well, mathematically, the algorithm for the electronic one rolls 20s significantly less often than what you get with actual dice.
Yeah, but
But
like
it
last
also rolls-
session I got
it also
4
rolls-
20s.
It also rolls fewer ones, so there is a positive there, but
Yeah.
And there's me who has to put her dice on a specific spot,
Mhm.
or else she gets in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I have to. I always have to put mine 20 up or the high number up.
Yeah, that's how all
Yeah.
mine fit on my thing.
and that's how I provoke natural ones. If I leave it sitting on 20 for too long, it provokes natural ones.
Like,
Yeah, I move it to low numbers just so that it will counteract it, so I get higher rolls.
I also have a dice jail now. And I've made myself a little dice jail. I haven't had to use it yet though.
So, question.
Yes.
With the dice jail, is it the natural ones that you put in there, or do you put the ones when the natural 20s rolled against us?
She has no shame getting us with natural 20s whatsoever.
No. It's the natural ones. She wants to cause pain.
makes me think
No.
of Critical Role last night with all the nat 20s that Matt rolled.
It's like, oh,
It was rough.
no. Oh no.
I know.
Oh.
I know Pop Tart looks like a soft, kind person.
I am.
That is a facade that betrays pure steel and
It's-
hatred.
I do not
and
believe
ice.
that.
Thank you.
Who has known her longer?
Husbando.
Who has played in her games for 6 years?
Husbando. And he's not here right now to defend me, so anyway.
Yeah.
I am
Cackled.
sweet and delicate like a hothouse flower.
Knowing myself, I already kind of figure out how Pop Tart is.
And my soil is made with filth. Anyway.
Me and Pop-Tart run that same wave.
Look, man, I grow from shit.
Anyways.
Yeah, so. Anyway, rolls were made. Things happened. Things didn't happen. Who knows? You didn't see it, though.
Yeah.
We've
But you guys
completed
might be
a
there.
hex.
But you completed a hex!
Yeah, we
Yay.
did.
Hype!
One hex is done.
You completed a hex. Hex
I
hype.
really feel like no one else is as excited as I am.
Excuse me, I am fucking like hex hype over here.
I'm excited. I'm just
Oops. Too thick. That's not a phrase I use often.
still a little sour about the fact that I feel like I've missed something twice because I didn't roll high enough on perception.
Welcome to a game
Okay.
with dice.
I will also give you the quick knowledge that some of the stuff that you just missed were because you guys were north rather than south.
Mm.
So also keep that in mind. That it's not always even like you missed it.
Yeah,
It's
no.
that sometimes-
We weren't
Sometimes
close
it's-
enough to the
it-
trees,
Right, you weren't close enough to the trees, basically.
Right.
which is not a bad thing.
Yeah, because you guys got a lot of stuff you saw that one night because you were at tree line.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense. But like when you're further from the tree line, see less shit because the forest is where shit happens.
Mm-hmm.
Trees are scary.
That's
Like
what I
Macbeth.
said.
Ooh,
That's why I
so
say
we
piss.
can-
That's why I say piss off, ghost.
Yeah, piss off, ghost.
Got you for that one. Piss off, ghost!
I just see Cord kicking the wall.
Yeah, so right.
No, just imagine Kana kicking. Just imagine
Like a
Kana
tree.
kicking a tree.
Like,
Piss off, ghost.
ghost!
Snow falls on her.
The will-o-wisp is like, what is this shit? It talks like John Mulaney. What the fuck is this? I'm out of here.
Some snow
What?
falls on her too after she kicks the tree.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
SpongeBob
He's
meme.
over on the bench.
I'm out.
Horse in a hospital.
No, I
This
was
is-
gonna imagine the wisp is John Mulaney quote.
No, the all will-o-wisps are officially voiced by John Mulaney, but the various different voices he does. So like, there's one's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And then there's another one's like, I'm a
Let's move
will-o-wisp.
I was over on the bench. I love John
There's an adventurer in the forest. And it does. Nobody knows what's going on, least of all the adventurer. I can't do John Mulaney voice, but nonetheless.
The bully. Fuck the bully.
And I drunkenly looked up from my will-o-wisp friends and I said, fuck the adventurers! Fuck the adventurers!
It's so sidetracked. This is
And then I blacked out. And I woke up at home.
Hey man, were you at my party
I
last
just
weekend?
got it.
Somebody stole my parents' old photos of my
That's
grandparents.
my favorite part. That guy was born to be in a PC, honestly.
Yeah, no, he definitely was.
That individual that stole all of those photos was just naturally born to be a PC.
Oh, I should
That
show
is
you the
A
Overwatch one.
sociopath.
The Overwatch
I mean,
one is
also
great.
that, but yes, also that man was born to be a murder hobo. Because there's the epic NPC man where it's like, oh god, that's just a shame. I can't. They killed all the women and the children. Click. Put it in my own inventory. What are you doing? What do you think I'm doing?
What were you saying, Susie?
There is a. I have to.
I know which one she's talking about.
This is an Overwatch one. You watch it later. But it's an Overwatch themed one of that exact scenario that he's talking about.
Oh
and
no.
in the end, it's Sombra who takes all the pictures. It's so good.
Excellent.
And it's McCree that's telling the story, which made it even so much better for me to see McCree tell the story.
To the next hex.
To the
Yay.
next broken hex.
You finished out your day here, and now you're here. Yay!
Yay!
And there is much rejoicing.
Du-du-du-du.
you guys
Hip hop hooray.
Are you guys going to explore this hex too?
Yes.
Oh, what joyous day!
Yes.
Let there be exploration.
23
Probably.
perception check.
I got a 14.
I got a
Okay.
19.
My thing. Sorry. So the high was Jake. So did I just forget numbers?
I believe so.
What
Sounds
was your
right.
name?
Yes.
I got a 23.
Yes. Okay. Because my brain said he got the number.
Yeah,
Number.
number something 3.
No, number higher than other number, maybe. Yes. I hope.
I just realized that when I'm on my character sheet,
Yeah.
there it is on me, but it's like my mouth shows up behind everything.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Okay.
I love those little fuckers. Those Sergey and Misha are the
Yeah, Sergey and Misha are best characters.
god. Little crush on Riley. That's been.
Yeah, I must tell Riley how I feel about her.
Do you want to go on a date? Yes,
Okay.
no. Okay.
Okay. I
If
know
you pass-
exactly who
if
you're
you
talking
pass-
about now.
You passed notes in my class again.
I love Call Me Chris.
God, fantastic. Anyway, so I had fucking raspberries. Fucking raspberries. You do not find any goddamn raspberries in this app. I don't care if I roll 3 raspberries in a row. You don't find any.
But that's
Another day of
okay.
talking.
Because it specifically says they grow over by the tree.
Okay.
So you can't find them there. So no, you
So
don't
then-
find them there.
So then why are they at the northern corner of that other hex?
Jake. I'm the DM. I am God. I am your God, sir.
I'm an atheist.
Your character isn't.
That's true.
I don't need to be Jake's God. I need to be Grokon's.
Does that mean you're mine too?
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
She's the god
Do they
of
have
all
a
in one of
pony?
our characters.
You may not, but you may be first to touch the unicorn if you would so like.
I'm so tempted to touch the unicorn first.
Just sprint. Fucking front.
When you guys find it, you can discuss that with Neffy and possibly the unicorn.
I don't think so. I think Slate would be too busy taking.
Oh yeah, no. Kana would just be like, boop, and then go.
Well, see when you get there. Anyway, this hex doesn't have a unicorn in it. It has a crazy old coot.
Good enough. Still entertaining.
Have
But
you guys
there's
met blocking that?
no.
Have
No.
they met blocking? Oh.
No, this is the
Alright,
first
cool.
meeting.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. So, to expedite slightly, because there is something slightly unusual about this hex, namely, there are no random encounters.
Haha!
It is a relatively safe hex. So you do not need to roll for your various perceptions tonight, because you don't see shit, because there isn't shit.
Because there's a crazy alchemist who defends it. It's awesome.
Giving spoilers.
I'm sorry.
They don't know anything about Balkan.
No, we know that he makes potions and he's
Yes.
crazy.
Yes,
so
but
that's
it.
not too far off.
I don't care. Anyway. So day 2. Day 2.
Exploring.
Day 2. You go to
That's
Balkan's
funny.
hut.
Oh, we arrive at the hut.
You will arrive at the hut on day 2.
I rolled a 10 perception this time. I rolled a natural 3.
I rolled a
I rolled an 11. I rolled better than Grokon's.
26.
Hey!
Nice.
Look at you being good at something. Or at least good, better-ish.
We make a good team.
You know, together, you're still lower than what Slate rolled. Anyway, Oh.
It's the
That's what I
small
was saying. Slate and I
victories.
make a good team.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking to Neffy.
To be
Anyway.
determined. We're getting there.
Sure. So, so in the distance, we would say certainly Slate sees it first because Slate sees many things apparently. You see the vague outline of a hut.
The way you said it.
Well, when you think of a hut most of the time, most people kind of imagine like even a more run-down, ramshackle version of a cabin, but it does have like 4 walls and generally some variety of ceiling. This one has been made from what appears to be clay?
Question mark?
Interesting.
And it kind of looks like somebody just like took kind of like a pointy hat, like a Santa hat without the pom-pom of clay, and then just dropped it from a great height, so it's kind of like and then like curved on the end. And there's smoke coming out of that part.
It just made me think of a Diglett poking out of the ground.
It's like a cone head dicklet.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jacober. So it's all lopsided. But it seems to be holding, and that's the important thing.
Yeah.
And there's like a little scarecrow in the front that has been poorly put together. It's missing an arm. It has a hat that looks almost the same as the hut, except not made of mud and clay and such. It appears to be made of cloth?
So Cora will trot up towards the hut, get off the horse, and go to knock on the door. Hello?
You don't not hear anything for a moment. But there's smoke coming out of the chimney?
Soccer, you need to do this. And then Kana just goes up to the door and go,
The door swings open. Yes?
aha, I see it worked.
And it's this, like, crooked, lanky old man. It looks like he has been stuck in a dehydrator, really.
Aww.
He's kind of like, all his skin. Very, very tan, very leathery. With, like, the ring of hair, but it's out the sides of his head. Like, it's being shocked away from his own head. More eyebrows than hair. And one eye bigger than the other. At least by all appearances.
It's the
Yes,
black powder
cost-
salesman.
It's remarkably like Victor, yes. He has about 3.5 teeth, as far as we can tell.
Good afternoon, grandfather. We've come to pay our respects.
Give me support! And slams the door.
Oh, I didn't catch
Wait,
that.
what? Yeah.
He says, I'm not paying any child support, and slams the door in your face.
No, it's not child support. We swear. She's trying to hold back a laugh.
The door squeaks back open. But you called me grandfather.
She
It's a
does that out of
manner-
respect.
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
Well, we come from a strange land, so yeah.
Opens the door back.
We heard that you made potions.
Yeah?
Potions enough.
What?
You probably can't handle them.
Still, we are new to the area, and well, we're curious of what type of potions you dealt with, and you know, in case we ever needed them in the future.
Kinds for strength, kinds for brain, kinds for physical activity.
She kind of glances at her sister. Don't
You
get
gotta
any funny
hold the
ideas.
radishes.
Yep, he knows where the radishes are.
Do you
Anymore.
sell?
Those are very popular.
Those some potions of endowment, man.
True, but those are a special markup. Well,
So-
with it.
Grokon from the bench of the wagon will say, Honored Elder, what kind of currency with which do you trade?
Gold!
Okay. Fair.
I
Can
like
we-
money!
Can we see your selection?
No! You must prove yourselves worthy of my wares!
And how do we do that, good sir?
I require berries.
What kind of berries? We stumbled across some rabbit.
Berries.
Fangberry. Knowledge nature check, by the way.
Go for it.
16.
Fangberries, yes.
Well, it should be the white berries that we had earlier.
No, they're not.
No.
Fangberries are just a local variety of berry that does grow these parts. Honestly, they're just a really fucking tasty berry. As far as
Okay.
you are not aware of any particular medicinal or anything fancy about it uses, but you know they make a damn good syrup.
So would I know what they look like?
Yeah, you know the main reason they're called fangberries is they're kind of like blackberries. Bless you.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
the big thing is they have really, as opposed to the berries, which are fairly small, the thorns on it are very large and kind of hooked. So they look like viper's fangs, and they're pale.
So they're a pain in the ass to get and
Right.
forage.
That's why they're called pain berries.
Fang. Like
Oh,
fang.
fang.
Mm.
I heard pain. I heard pain.
No, fang.
Okay.
Fang.
Got it. Got it.
Mm.
Sorry, there was something in my book, and I left a letter out, and it made a different word. And I died. Sorry for me.
Oh my god.
Let's just go with this. I wrote thorny, and I left the T out.
Bring me
No,
fangberries,
those are-
and I will grant you potions. They'll be tasty.
Do you know of the location where the fangberries grow? And he'll look at Sakura and indicate with his hands, have her pull out the map.
Oh, she'll
Yeah.
pull the map out and show him the area.
And he takes the map and it's pretty much, it's not quite literally touching his nose, but you can almost see it touching his nose as he's looking at the map and he's there. And actually you already have it on your map.
We do?
You do. It is this southernmost berry patch that you guys are aware of.
Oh.
Down there.
Okay.
I trapped south myself to collect them, but I am so old and frail. I am too
Would-
delicate to go forth.
Would my knowledge nature check indicate whether or not they grow year round or in a specific period of the year?
They grow year round.
Okay.
They're kind of an evergreen berry kind of thing.
Got it.
So they don't. There's not many berries per bush. Is part of the reason. It conserves a lot of it. It's mostly for the thorns. But as a result, they do grow year round. It's just they're very small, clusters.
Got it. Well, fantastic. We do appreciate you giving us an opportunity to barter. Could we make camp here near your hut for the day and evening and prepare to travel again in the morning?
Sure. Free land.
Much
Do you have
obliged.
your name?
Bucket.
Just Bakken?
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Bakken.
You can say goodbye. Shuts the door.
He's a very interesting fellow.
You hear a chicken cluck inside.
My mother's a soothsayer. I'm very familiar with the type.
Love Bucket.
Grokon says that out loud.
Your mother was a soothsayer.
Is a soothsayer.
Sorry. never met anyone who knew a soothsayer before. At least not to my knowledge, not that people have disclosed.
So, like, based on the magic that Myeen showed him in the stable, Grokon makes a mental note, curious that Sakura isn't fully aware, and just kind of nods and moves on. Says, well, they are interesting people, but they can be rather, and he indicates towards the door, eccentric.
You hear a small explosion.
So Cora's gonna look
You
very
actually hear
worried.
like a couple of like stones or something drop off the chimney.
And at that, Grokon looks around for the flattest area, at least 100 yards away from the hut, and proceeds to usher the wagon that direction.
As we're near the scarecrow, is there like a stick somewhere nearby that from the broken arm?
No.
There's
It
no-
appears it was made without one. Not that it's
it would
fallen
be
off.
specifically one. Okay.
It's just, for some reason, has one arm.
Interesting. Okay.
Again, eccentric.
I love him. After playing so many nice NPCs like Ed and Tony and Svetlana, it's so nice to... It was a pleasure to meet you, honored elder. No, it wasn't! Bye! Piss off, ghost!
So
All I can think
Grokon will
of
start
is
preparing camp for the rest of the day, because it doesn't feel like it's worth us moving past until the beginning of the next day.
So Cora will help set up the camp and get dinner started.
Grokon offers to cook tonight, since she seems a little unsettled.
Cooking helps her relax. It's her thing. Like, it's the one thing that she feels useful at.
He insists with a 21 diplomacy.
What do I have to do to counter that?
So I want this to happen so bad. But still, there are rules. Pop-Tart, Pop-Tart, there are rules. Pop-Tart, Pop-Tart, but you're the DM. But precious. You're the DM, precious. Anyway. Okay. Technically, you can make a request. I would dare say that Sakura is friendly to Grokon. Feel that is fair. Because Sakura is friendly to Pulse. So, with that in mind, your charisma modifier, Sakura, is a 2. So it is a DC 12 to make a request. You
But
rolled much higher than that. Now, to be fair, I would say that given it is not something that you particularly want him to do, there are 2 things. First off, that does add a +5. I'm doing this via, like, if it was like an Emmy or something, just you could learn the rules here. Because this is a harmless time. So because it is, I would say, complicated aid, because you don't really want him to do it, but he's trying to convince you, that adds an additional +5, that bring it up to a DC 17. Now, he still exceeded that. However, as a PC in particular, but even NPCs, they can still refuse it if it's genuinely something they would not do. However, in his case, I would argue that because of the high roll, at the very least, you might be influenced to let him help you,
Yeah, helping's no problem.
but maybe not take over.
It's her thing. It's what she does. It's
Or maybe
part
you
of
make
her
part of the dinner
routine.
and you let him do the other part or something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that he would take part of it because he did roll high enough to really beat that out and stuff. And so he's very convincing. And he's trying to be helpful, and you do care about that sort of thing. And it's a
Yeah.
really nice offer.
It is.
So maybe you make like part of it, or maybe you help chop vegetables, or So how you want to negotiate that is between y'all two, but for reference, that's how it works if it was like an NPC or something, is it's their charisma modifier plus various modifiers based off of the situation.
So how do you want to do this?
That's my line.
You seemed a little glum yesterday, and you did not get well received by Bakken, so I'm just trying to be nice and be helpful. Plus, I did all the cooking for our caravan as we traveled from Brevoy.
You don't remind me.
Hey,
That's true. Also, Sakura has not heard tales of this, so you do not have that defense in your favor.
Yep.
But I've heard Snickers, right?
I've cracked a lot of jokes, but you have not been around when I have cracked the jokes about my cooking.
Fair
I
enough.
don't think you've been around when either one of them have cracked jokes about his cooking. Lana has.
Yes.
She definitely has.
Myeen has.
And Myeen has. I don't think Sakura was ever around. That happened.
Yeah.
That happened a lot the first session, and you were worried about 20 things at that time.
Yeah. Sakura will have in her. I don't want to take away something that you're used to doing, but at the same time, this is something I've done every day of my life. It's strange to not cook. It almost
Consider
feels
it a
unnatural.
gift then. Kick your feet up and relax. Get warm under a blanket.
She can't.
It's a compulsion, almost.
You know, I have the fix for that. And he pulls out a bag of oolong tea and starts boiling water.
I don't. She kind of like looks to Kana for help. Like, help me explain this. Like, you offering and moving to do the cooking is stressing her out more than almost anything else that you've seen.
Grokon, I get what you're trying to do for her, but you're honestly doing the complete opposite of what you're wanting to do for her. You're stressing her out. Just saying.
It's kind of like watching a little kid try to do something that you as a grown adult was like, here, let me show you how to do it. Let me do that for you because you are tiny and small and you're
Yeah, but you've never seen me do it before, so you
no,
don't
but
even
it's
know.
that type of anxiety that she's
Yeah, that's what
having.
she means. It's that type of anxiety.
But I will argue that you're not
Yeah.
giving at all here.
No. I'm trying. I'm not trying to argue. Like I'm trying to express how she's feeling and looking, but she's trying to find a way to make it work. Like,
And then Connor just kind of sighs, looks over, just do it. You two
Why
work
don't
together.
you all just work together and do it?
That's what I literally just said.
Oh, sorry. I have a player for my game messaging me about stuff.
Oh,
Sometimes.
yeah, she's just like, just work. You two work together.
Maybe you can teach him a thing or two, and maybe he can teach you a thing or two. You know.
Exactly.
I mean, I feel like I'm being unfair if I do that at the same time. Like, I appreciate it. I do. I just don't know how to accept it. You know what I mean?
At that time, he pulls the kettle off the fire and pours it into a cup with some tea leaves to steep and looks at her and says, "What do you want for dinner tonight?"
I mean, I was just gonna fry up some more of the the boar meat and serve it with some rice and some root vegetables.
Okay.
But
So
if you're
he
cooking,
pulls out his knife, and starts into the root vegetables.
she will. Did he give her the cup, or is it still like?
It's still steeping.
She kind of stands there for a moment, reading her hands, like not sure what to do. Like she wants to do it, but she also doesn't want to. Like, she understands that this is something he's trying to do nice for her, and she doesn't want to be rude in the aspect of taking that away at the same time. But she doesn't know what to do. She's just kind of standing there.
So at that moment, as the tea has steeped long enough, he picks the glass up and hands it to her. Says, "Here, sit down, have a sip, relax," and starts to cook. And he rolled a 19 to prepare this meal. So he doesn't screw it up, much to Slate's disappointment.
So Sakura is going to be on edge for the entire time of the cooking, and it's nothing against him or it messing up. This is not something she's used to doing. But she will sit there and she will drink the tea and she will try to focus on anything else but the cooking.
So we have a rice version of boar stroganoff with some potatoes, and it's seasoned with some herbs that we've gathered along the way. Mm-hmm. The tea goes down.
While this is going on, he's cooking.
Yeah.
And she's
panicking.
Like, kind of panicking. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna use prestidigitation to change the back of his shirt into a neon pink. And then have like a flower design go up across it.
And say a silent prayer to Caden to make sure that the food comes out all right.
Okay. And then there's this like green swirl that comes out of his hands as he's making the motion for it. And a green swirl comes out of his hands and hits the back of him, and it just starts growing from that point to pink with flowers across it.
Okay. Please grant us the stomachs to stomach this.
That feels like a prayer to Gorham, but okay.
We're gonna just contract to change what we can, and the strength of sphincter for what we cannot.
Yeah, I felt good. 17 on the die for that one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I imagine Slate like taking a little bit like, oh no. Oh no.
Oh no.
The changing colors of his shirt was just to kind of distract Sakura.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just to get, maybe a little chuckle out of her.
Yeah.
And Kana. And Kana.
Anyone who notices.
Yeah.
She watches it, confused of like where it's coming from, and she'll start looking around for the source.
Yeah, he's probably just like sitting back with his hands down, just messing with it and making things happen. And he's got his book laying out on top as well.
I think that's when Kana just like kind of leans over closer to Slate and just kind of watches, just like chuckling.
That's the first time any of you have seen him do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So. Literally.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
And he'll just, because it lasts an hour, he'll just shift it around and change it. As he moves around and does things, he'll shift it so that all three of them can still see it. And it'll change colors and shit while the whole hour is going on while he does it.
Well, you rat bastard, I rolled a 4 on the die to try and observe this on myself.
So you super
Well, I
don't
do-
get it.
Well, I do have a +7 to perception. The 11 here, as I'm distracted cooking, I don't think is high enough.
Especially not when it's on your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
by the time it's done, it'll be gone. It'll go away.
so for the entirety of this cooking process, Grokon has a most beauteous fluorescent floral display on his back.
Yeah.
Feels
And
like
it'll
a-
appear on it for a second and disappear. Just
It's like a verdant fireworks show.
like a TV on your back.
Sakura will try to catch Slate's attention and just kind of mouth a thank you.
And all he'll do is just do a small nod. And by the end of it, he's gone back to writing.
That does
So, yeah.
help her calm down a bit. It gives her something else to focus on and watch.
So the food is tasty and dinner
It
is
is.
good.
Yes.
And
Dinner
like,
is actually... Yes.
For Slate's concerned, he's just like, well, you had better things to use to eat this time.
That's what it was, for sure.
I blame Merton
Most people do.
and Wade.
They did say that they weren't letting you touch the good stuff.
That's true. They did say that.
They did.
This time he
To
was
be fair,
given free reign.
that's the first time I've rolled over a 5 to cook, so that's it's
Useful roll there.
Yeah, clutch.
Clutch,
Clutching up.
absolutely. Super.
Sakura's
cool.
faith in you went up just a little bit.
But only a little.
Sakura's thinking like, okay, so if I'm ever not able to cook, I have someone to help.
Slate
Got
ain't
you
doing
fooled.
Shit.
Yes, it
He's
is.
just gonna let you all think whatever.
She's still gonna be very difficult to convince to let you cook more often. It's just her thing. Like, she wakes up 2 hours, you know.
She has control issues, we get it.
And not control issues. It's just, it's the one thing she's confident about.
That is absolutely a control issue.
Yeah.
Can
Be that as it may, we got her out of her comfort zone for a minute, and she survived.
Ah, yeah. So, before we get too much deeper, I just want to double check. Are we good to keep going a bit longer, or do we need to wrap up?
My girlfriend should be here in the next 10 minutes.
Okay, then we should go ahead and wrap up.
Wrap up. Okay.
Okay. So we did get some extra time. I know we're talking about having our times fluctuate a little bit so we can play a bit longer from now on, because I think we got some more stuff done because we had a little extra time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, with a surprisingly to some of you, astonishingly even, delicious dinner in your bellies and night coming, you curling up for a seemingly peaceful night out on the plains beneath snowy stars, and Bakken kicks his hut door open and starts stomping towards you.
Oh. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm gonna still keep watch anyways.
We'll pick that up next week.
Okay.
So, had a good time. Thank
Yeah.
y'all for being here.
Yep.
It was good shit. I look forward to more progress because you finally did a hex. I'm so proud. It only took 2.5 months. I'm so proud.
I am proud of us too.
Okay, great. It's not like you did nothing, but like, the first hex. It's all like official. Oh,
Moving.
it makes me feel all
Tingly?
bureaucratic.
DM me.
That too. So, that might. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being amazing. Thanks for watching. And as always, thanks for playing. Bye.
Bye.
Wait, somebody.
We're gonna go probably raid Rose because I saw her streaming earlier. So.
Do it.
Yay.
Yay.